Whalecome! Whalecome to the Big Red 40k stream. I am, in fact, your host, the Big Red Shill. And today, my friends, the shilling will begin. How's everyone doing? I see that we have users in the chat. I don't know if Valrak's still streaming. If he is, of course, I hope he's having a good stream. But how is everyone doing? We have an exciting day today. I noticed that a lot of people have had a positive reaction to the greatest video that I've produced, despite its... Even though I've produced videos with tens of thousands of views in the far distant past, I have to admit I am most proud of Dronehammer 40,000, my dudes. It took forever to film that. It took I spent 2 hours just trying to recite the lines correctly because I was fucking laughing. I was laughing the whole time I was making that last night. I was like, shit, I gotta straight man this. I can't smirk and laugh through the whole video. So because you'll notice there's 4 different segments in it. The whole time I was just in a completely terrible state. But we have 6 concurrent users. I am Commander Shepard, and Dronehammer 40k is the best video on the Citadel. Oh. Hello, Patty Baker. Welcome to the Big 40k stream today. I hope you are doing all right. So we have an overabundance of water because this is going to be a longer stream today, I suspect. And yeah, no, it's a good time, everybody. It's a great time to be here. It's a great day of the week. I've got big plans for today. Notably, we have been making progress on the assembly of the Chaos Knight. A little bit of gap filling because these things never come together right, but I'm going to be adding a couple spikes to this. And of course, we'll find a way. We've got the Knight itself being worked on piece by piece, bit by bit, as that was the kit that people voted for yesterday, which is being honored by the channel. I want to remind everybody that I am a man of my word. When the Chaos Knight won that, the Chaos Knight won, and that's the one we're doing, which is also giving me the chance to do something that I have wanted to do for a great deal of time and have not done the assembly on, which is, of course, the twin Avenger Gatling assault cannons, which are going to be a hilarious thing to unleash on any enemy in the tabletop should I be playing any games with my Chaos Knight. Because, wow, 24 strength 6 minus 2 AP damage 2 shots is not really something that a lot of armies want to eat from a single platform. Especially if you have 2 of them. But, let's see here. There we go. Those aren't mistakes, those are spike opportunities. Always. So, doing Guard Heavy Weapon Squad, thoughts on what to use? I've ordered Knight because of your stream. Patty, it depends who's the shill, brother. I'm the shill! I've always been the shill! It was me! So, doing Guards Heavy Weapon Squad's thoughts on what to use? It depends on how you build the rest of your guard army. So you see, because you're looking at that unit as an individual organism, and it's not how it works. The Guard Heavy Weapons team, just like any unit in Warhammer 40,000, is a component in a greater animal. It's a component in a greater machine. I often see Guard Heavy Weapons teams personally, depending on the volume of them that I own or am attempting to field, just like I look at Havocs or Devastators or anything like that, as a tool to pick out what the rest of my army is bad at to compensate for when it is badly weighted. So Bear, are you going to an intro? Perhaps orcs or Tau fighting? Axe, I don't know what you mean. For the record, should one be having a stroke in the midst of typing their chat, they should first be calling an ambulance rather than completing the chat. So, no, I'm not quite sure what you mean. I hate to say it, but I'm not quite sure. So, Let's see if I've missed any other chats here so far. Whalecome, Keith Moore. Whalecome to the Big Red 40K stream. I am your shill today, of course, which is the Big Red Shill, myself. You may be wondering why am I referring to myself as the shill, and why is the stream named The Shill Reveals Himself? Well, because today I thought it wise for us to discuss something that the community whispers about in the dark places. You may have seen the actual image of this as my video for today. Stream intro, also kind of hard to... No, it's all right, dude. Burnt toast is a sign of a stroke. Axe, you don't burn that toast too hard. The doctors won't be able to help you if it burns too badly. It's all right, dude. So, many of you have noticed that the stream itself today, the picture of the stream was a Warhammer Plus picture, because I think today we're going to be talking about the value added by Warhammer Plus at such great deals. And in fact, I'm intensifying those deals now. Look at how much I've intensified beyond the deals. We've actually gone past the image of the price, just over to this obnoxious Stormcast and this Chad Bro Space Marine. Look at that. Doesn't it's an incredible experience. You can see at the top and on the rest of the video all of their advertisements. They're talking about Hammer and Bolter. They're talking about the free miniatures that you can get if you do that full year's subscription. If you come in there like a true Chad Bro. Now, as you all know, I actually do not believe that Games Workshop, for the most part, offers poor value. I've mentioned that before. Hey, Jason, Whalecome! Whalecome to the Big Red 40K channel today, Jason Schaefer. Thank you for being here with me today. I was just actually beginning to talk about our subject of the day, which is what we start with, but things go from there depending on what the chat wants to do. But for the subject of the day today, we are talking about Warhammer Plus. The top of all streaming services available. And you may be asking, well, why Bear? I'm sorry guys, that was in my wrong persona. Why Shill? Why Shill, the Big Red Shill, are we talking about Warhammer Plus? Well, it's because I'm going to tell you of the value of Warhammer Plus in the most extreme way. Now, I'm not going to bring up the alternatives to Warhammer Plus, such as piracy, or, sailing the high seas. Because it's not really content worth pirating. I mean, it's too good to pirate when I say that. Oh yes, we'll be going over all of these values very quickly. It's not going to be the longest part of the stream, but because it is the beginning of the stream and the subject of the stream, I thought it was appropriate to get my full Big Red Shill persona going, my friends. Whale hello there, Ira! Whale hello! Personal view, there are 2 decent bat reps. Everything else is a pile of Ramal. I regret signing up for it. Lord Discordant, you're not the only one who regrets signing up for it. It's archiving. Absolutely I am. So the first thing first I want to mention to everyone is, even though I myself am not currently subscribed to the service, I definitely think that all of you should definitely sign up. Games Workshop did inform me that I have to tell all of you that now is the time. It is the time of true apotheosis, and it is the time to sign up, and I'm just here to give you a rundown of the extra creamy value that you're going to get when you sign up to Warhammer Plus. So, Warhammer Plus is I'm pretty sure... Who here doesn't know what Warhammer Plus is? You know what? Don't even answer it. None of you do. None of you fully understand what Warhammer Plus is, and that's fine. So, Warhammer Plus is an online streaming service and value additive service to Games Workshop. Traditionally, Games Workshop actually is very low as a value additive product, meaning that when you buy your miniatures from them, you have to do everything yourself. You're not paying Games Workshop to paint your models for you, for instance. That would be a value added service that Games Workshop would be providing. So it's sort of like if you were to buy a car and then you get it tuned in a mechanic or anything like that. That's the extra value. You go back to the dealership to get your tires or your work done or things like that. And that's really where the profit of most businesses actually comes in. They don't come from the core product. They come from the value added. Now, in this case, for Games Workshop, they have actually incredibly high rates of profit compared to revenue, usually approaching closer to 35-40%, which is, for a manufacturer is immense. Like, LG would kill for those types of ratios. Same thing for Samsung and stuff like that. So, you must say to yourself, okay then, so they don't need a value additive. But you're wrong. They need to give you this value added service because it's the highest quality one you can get from them. It's hard to do this with a straight face. You have no idea how many takes I had to do on that fucking video yesterday. Trying to do this all with a straight face. So I am sorry. The big red shill, it's falling apart on me. No, so effectively, why would you want to get this? Well, they've actually got it here. They have exclusive animations, premium weekly shows. Some of them aren't that premium. Dominate the tabletop with God knows what. And you've got Explore Vault. This one actually is pretty okay. So we're going to go over all of this. So they have a series of animations. Right now, they just have 2, if I'm not mistaken, which is the Blood Angels ones, Angels of Death, and then they have Hammer and Bolter, the anthology series. So it is not great. When it comes to their animated offerings, rather it is amazing. You see, Angels of Death is a mid-tier animated series that's too short and has a short episode format. Largely because they bought into the idea that you don't need to actually provide a half an hour or an hour of content to drag people into a show. They're wrong. Yes, those time segments aren't necessarily needed anymore because of the nature of streaming services. But they're wrong. Sorry. They're wrong. And so Angels of Death, if you watch the entirety of it in one go, I haven't watched much of it, but I've been told that it's not too bad when you watch all of it together. Then we have Hammer and Bolter, something I have seen. And Hammer and Bolter is like Dune. It's one of the worst, insofar of the quality of the content, minus the visuals. It's like Dune, which I think is a terrible film, but mixed with a low budget. It's low budget Dune. Can we do Dune on a shoestring budget and animate it and then break it into an anthology? And the answer to that question is a resounding yes, because you can go and see Hammer and Bolter. Hammer and Bolter is more or less a pile of nonsense. The plots are bad, the characters are non-existent. They are basically infomercials, but they're terribly designed because the content they're trying to promote is the content they shit on in the actual infomercials. It would be the equivalent of you starting up a show late at night and being like, oh wow, this infomercial's on. I'm like half out of my mind sitting here at 3 a.m. watching some random channel I never watch. And then in the midst of those drawl infomercials, you find one infomercial like, hi there, let me tell you right now about this here new idea that we got. This here is the blah, blah, blah. It does this and this, but it does it like shit. And I want you to buy it anyway. And you're just like, what? It's like, yeah, you see these Imperial Guard boys? They're fucking losers, man. That's why we're showing you how much they suck compared to the Space Marines. You're like, what's happening here? Who's marketing this to me? Who came up with these scripts? It's actually infuriating because, you look at, the show that they're putting on there is trying to promote the product. They're treating so as a value additive product, they should be assuming anyone who signs up to Warhammer Plus actually knows about Warhammer. They've already bought in. They've already taken the red pill, as it were. They've already gone that extra step over. Yet they treat all of the content that they put on this platform like they're talking to new people. The infomercials that come out with, nobody needs those infomercials. Everyone knows. If you're signing up to Warhammer Plus, there's a presumption that you probably know. You're probably not paying for a streaming service about an enthusiast part of your hobby because you don't know what the fucking Eldar is. Forgive my profanity, you'll have to forgive me. But, just at the end of the day, it's so ill-conceived on as somebody who's done a bit of marketing myself, this is the most ill-conceived idea of content I've ever seen. It's the same thing with their Lore Master videos. So you may go, okay, Lore Master, so why would you want a Lore Master segment on Warhammer Plus? Actually, I'll ask that to the chat. We've got 16 people in the chat right now. Of the 16 people here, anyone who wants to answer, why would you want to watch a Lore Masters video directly from Games Workshop? Because there is valid reasons to want it. What would you want to get out of it? Good evening, Stuart Perry. Welcome to the Big Red 40K stream. Welcome. So far, you've only seen the bolter part, and they're struggling with the hammer part. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, I can't help but wonder, who are the Jedi? As a lifelong... Mr. Bagley has provided us with the greatest one here. One Hayden Bagley, a user on here, says that is his line, and that is absolutely fantastic. That's the best line of the night. So, Discord, official lore from the source is always nice. You see, that's the one there. There you go, Patty. And we've got Lore Discord. Lore Masters is trying to copy 100% of the content creator. Robert Saxon Naj, why there's not more bat reps every week and good God exclusive reveals and new rules and pre-order stuff? It's basically marketing. Yeah, it sells itself. It literally sells itself. Like, this particular content, I do not have a problem with Games Workshop having the streaming service. In fact, I actually encourage it. They should be doing a value additive service. A, it's good for the company. B, it's good for the community when done correctly. But they don't understand how to do it. They don't understand the market they're in, and they don't understand the people who do their marketing. They don't understand that the best marketing is free. Like, we'll get into this later on during the channel, during the episode today. But I want to point out that this is so ill-conceived on every level that I want them to succeed at this, and they don't have the right people to do it. The cronyism at that organization at this time is not allowing them to succeed. They're too blinded by dollar bills that they're reaching for that they won't get. They don't get that they make more money when they allow marketing to be better conceived, as it were. But anyway, effectively, the reason why you want Lore Master videos is so that you can get it from an official source, and B, so you can actually get the fucking answers to your questions. So you don't want to leave the vague bits in there. Give us the definitive answers, because they're the only ones who can give you the definitive answers. So there's a ton of things you'll notice when you read a source book, when you read a wiki page, when you read a novel, that are left ambiguous in Warhammer 40,000. They don't want you to know. They want you to basically go, oh wow, you guys, what really happened to blah 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 after the battle of this and this? I guess we'll never know. Like, it's meant to be that way because they wanted to add a mystery to it, and they wanted to allow your imagination to fire over the years. Well, if you make an Abaddon video that doesn't answer any of the unique questions about him and just is basically a half-read Wikipedia page, but with, like, their presenter on there being like, yeah, today we're going to talk about Abaddon. It's like, is there going to be any reveals for this character? No, we're going to basically go over it like you don't know who this character is. We're going to give you the basics. It's like, well, motherfucker, like, everyone who's subscribed to this stream has a pretty good idea who Abaddon the Despoiler is. Everybody has a pretty good idea who Be'lakor or Gazgul is, because the people subscribing to your stream are the main people consuming your product. They're the people who are already in it to win it. You're just... hey, we have a new... Drakbucket! Welcome! Welcome to the Big Red 40K stream. Thank you so much for being here today. But, you take a look here at what these guys are putting together. They're putting together this like it's a YouTube channel trying to explain to you the basics. You know the basics. You're a fan, you're a fanatic already for the product. You're one of the hundreds of thousands of people who are already here, which basically means it's a streaming service for hardcore fans that offers beginner content. That is out of your fucking mind. You'd have to be crazy. I agree. Very disappointed so far with the Lore Masters video. And, it's not like I think the host is a bad guy. He's actually a really cool dude. It's just, they're not offering the right content. They don't know how to offer the right content. because they're just like, hey guys, let's not let's not go into the archives and get the definitive answers. Let's have interviews. Let's have shots of interviews with people who are the Black Library authors, who are the original model designers. You could be like, hey, Jess Goodwin, when you conceived this character, who did you think he would be? Something like that. Huge. They've done it in long form interviews before. Just take the clips out of that, compile it into the overall video. Be like, yeah, so we've got two parts here. We've got the creative part, how we came up with the character, the direction he's going, and we've got the content part. Hey, this is the content, this is the part that he's done, and for those who are wondering, these are the deep, dark quandaries which you did not know the answers to. Wow! Because you've blown it all open. Now you've revealed to your core audience, who are your hardcore fans, and you've dispelled the mysteries, because you're the only one who can. If you're the only one who can, the only reason why they want to go to the official channel is they want to deep dive it, and they want the truth. They can go to Luton if they want, just an analysis of the character in a very broad way, and he's going to do a better job, to be honest, because he's going to put out an hour and 20-minute video, and you're not. So the main value that you add as the provider is to answer the nagging questions. They should be doing things with lore masters that are controversial subjects in Warhammer 40,000. What happened to Dorn after the Iron Cage? Why is his hand there? Did they ever find the body? What's the latest lore on it? And when you say, hey, they never found the body, and many say that he's alive, that's you indicating, yeah, he's coming back. Again, with Sanguinius, or with any of these characters, how does Raldoron die? Like, it's not something that's been shown to us. He's probably not going to die at the Siege of Terra. But we'll find out after the fact, like after he became the chapter master of this. You reveal the parts that people are waiting for. You reveal the parts of the periods at the ends of those sentences. That's how you build that type of content. They don't do it at all. They don't do it at all. Because why would they? It's laziness. It's pure laziness. I'm going to read the chat here for just a moment. Thank you everybody for being here so far today. They aren't even covering obscure lore, which people were clearing up. It's the same stuff that's been covered loads of channels. Absolutely. Yeah, like, go watch Luton. You'll be better off. It feels like the lore about Abby and the Black Legion books is forgotten and ignored by new. Yeah, because the studio lore tops the Black Library lore. So what you're saying, that if Napoleon didn't foolishly take his army into Russia in the heart of winter, we could all be speaking French right now. I think we all are speaking French. I think we already are. So I've been in the hobby since 13, and I'm now 42. You have been doing this about as long as I have, Robert. I started when I was 8, and I'm now 36, so 28 years. I think you have been doing this. Is that 29? You're a year ahead of me? How dare you, sir? Making it living rules as a double price, and it will explode, but no. Plus, yeah, it's patronizing. So they're patronizing their audience. It's not a good look. It's not a great idea. Then we've got Robert Friedman. I agree. Was disappointed so far with Lore Master's video. Absolutely. I am not a fanatic. I don't eat mushrooms and swing around a ball and chain the size of my body. Make it happen, Wolf. Be a real man. Stuart, indeed, he will. Indeed, will he even come back? He will. Dorn's coming back. Malkador, anything Malkador. Yeah, again, like we can have a reveal. We can have a reveal for 30k stuff. We can have a reveal for 40k stuff. We can answer the nagging questions. And you might go, but those are unsatisfying answers. It doesn't matter. That's why they're fanatics. They're paying you the value added every month for you to provide something for them. Not shit they already have or already know. It's preposterous. Again, no one signed up to this service who's like, guys, I had a lot of questions about what Warhammer 40,000 is. I think they're going to give Games Workshop $85 for an entire year's worth of services. No one did that. No one. You have to be out of your mind. No joke, my language has some things inspired by French, and everybody does. It's cross-contamination across most European languages. Replace laziness with the word stagnation. Ooh, Stuart is just fucking sticking the knife in. He's twisting it. We actually have hit 20 concurrent viewers at the moment. Thank you everyone for being here. If you are enjoying the stream so far, please consider hitting that like button. I am doing my best to grow the channel at this time. We are trying to grow our subscriber count to 1,000. Afterwards, we will be reopening the Underhive at this time. We are now at 830 subscribers, guys. We are 170 subscribers away. We're so close. I can taste it. Again, huge thank you to all the support. Honestly, all the support everybody's given me so far. You've all been absolutely wonderful people on stream. You've all been incredibly kind in the comment sections. I actually can't believe the amount of support people have been giving me. It's genuinely touching. And I myself am not a particularly emotional person in that respect. I tend to just get angry. I try to not get emotional. So we're not going to dwell on that too long again, but thank you everyone so far for being here. So, 1 second here. I think they're going to start including keys for free months when you buy models soon to try to inflate the numbers. Yeah, because they don't want to tell the shareholders that they fucked it up. That's the one people they're accountable to. Well, other than at the executive level. Can you imagine how bad it's going to get with AOS animations? Oh, AOS is already the C tier product, and just wait for it to drop to F tier after those Hammer and Bolter animations come out. It's like already it's inane nonsense. Already the lore is some of the worst in the industry. And it's just we're heading straight to the bottom of the barrel, baby. It's gonna be like watching them crash into the toilet bowls, into the surface of the toilet water. They'll end up next to the Imperial Tactical Space Marine. So, just to get back on point. So, Lore Masters, great idea, terrible execution. Now, here's the best part. When they talk about the battle reps, they've got battle reps on here. Bat reps on here. Battle reports. Games Workshop is the studio. The people who make their rules are on salary. Like, this is madness. How can you not... They're like, oh, we can only get a bat rep out every couple weeks or whatever. How? They do bat reps for White Dwarf. They literally have people who play the game for a living who work for them. How can you only get one of these out a week? How is that possible? Oh, we don't have the staff for it. Yes, you do. They're on salary. Oh, but we don't want them to work extra time. You want to have a... So, if people are truly invested in making the best product possible, then you're going to have to give them some time off and rotate them out. But at the end of the day, you should be doing everything you can to get as much content as you can. There should be 2 40k bat reps a week. 2 AOS bat reps a week. No problem. Because they have the staff on salary to do it. Like, the staff are on salary. The people who you would actually want doing it. Why the fuck is Phil Kelly not doing a bat rep? Like, you can have guests on for all of these different bat reps who are the key designers. You've got Credis, you've got fucking Phil Kelly, you've got whoever else is on the team right now. They come in and they play their army of choice. How come that's not happening? They could talk about the army and the intricacies of the army and how they designed the army. You could do bat reps with test rules for books that are upcoming. You could be like, hey guys, today we're going to be using the new Tau Codex, the new Eldar Codex, the new Space Marine Codex, the new anything Codex. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable that they can't do this. They have a literal celebrity who said he'd do it for free. Like, Raiden coming. Oh no, no. D-Bowlock, stop this. Oh, who is this impersonator bear? Fake Valrak? Oh no! They've caught on! I am the true Shill! I am the Shill of Shills! How dare you! Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, Night Warden Gaming. Good afternoon, Charlie Thaler. Whalecome to both of you. Alex Chatter, Whalecome. We've also got Grudge 8 Valrak Bomb. Oh god. Oh god, you're here to kill me. You can't take my life, I'll take it for my own! Strike for the sky, brothers! Oh my goodness, because being a show presenter is a job in its own right, they would probably need a substantial raise in pay to do this. Not while they're on salary, but they would renegotiate those contracts. But at the end of the day, Jurg, they could still do all of this short term. Oh boy. Welcome to the chat, Luke aka Inhide. I thought it'd be Ironhide. Welcome, Whalecome even. Oh my goodness, people are piling in here. We have over 40 concurrent viewers. Thank you everyone for being here so far today. Oh boy. It's going up. The false emperor. I am the false emperor. I am a god. I sit upon my throne as though it is a throne of lies. Lies that I have built for myself. Have we reached the monthly goal? Oh, God. They're trying to get me to paint Canadian Marines, which is the only reason why these people are trying to inflate the channel. They know I don't want to do it. Everyone who's new to the chat, please do not let these people win. I do not want to paint a Canadian Marines army. It is a terrible experience. I can't express this enough. That they forced me into a deal where if I hit 1,000 subs and I could start doing member things, that they would force me to do a member program based on how many freaking Canadian Marines they want me to do. And I thought, no, I'll just talk to them about it. But now it's all they harp about. All they want from me is Canadian Marines. I don't want to give it to them. But now look at them. Yes, Beaver Marines. They're going to talk about Moose Marines next. I don't want to do it, guys. I really don't. It's the tackiest thing you can do with one of your armies. Hey guys, I live in Canada. These are my Canadian Marines. Oh no. Canadian Marines Army. See, they're doing it. They need to stop. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the raid coming in here today. I genuinely appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. We do streams every day. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around. You're going to have a great time. Should be Dominion Marines. We're selling fast. We're subscribing fast, guys. It's subscribing fast, just like Dominion. Just like Warhammer Plus, the subject of the day. Today's subject, boys and girls, is Warhammer Plus, and why it is a great deal. I am the Big Red Shill, not the Big Red Bear. I've replaced him. I think a bigger insult to having a Canadian making an American Marine Space Marines. You know what, man? Painting the Star-Spangled Banner on my Marines would be also just as bad as painting the Maple Leaf. It's like, I just don't want it. Like, it's so tacky. I hate that. It's like, this army is my German army. They're yellow, black, and red. I'm super proud of Germany. It's just like, stop. Stop. Do Space Rome. Do the Teutonic Order. Please. Please, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't make this happen. Whalecome to the chat ads. Whalecome! And we also have Lightweight Jive. Whalecome as well, Lightweight Jive. Thank you everyone for being here today. Whalecome to the Big Red 40K stream. How are you today, Red? I am alive. I can feel the life flowing through my body. What about a two-headed bear? I am a two-headed bear. You can see the size of bear-like body. You can see the weight of the bear-like body. So I roll around every day. But, you know what? I am two heads. One up here, one down there. Oh, no. Red and white Marines with a red and white maple leaf chopper symbol would actually look at... no. Like, it's not about that, Keith. It's not about the colors. If the colors work, I was going to do a red and white chapter anyway. I have a bigger problem. I have a bigger problem with just having a tacky army. That's the bigger problem, Keith. I don't want to have that tack. I don't want to go through life being like, this is my Canadian Space Marines. You know, every time I'm putting them on the table, I put my MP3 player up on the table and I just start going. I hit with my Bluetooth speaker and I'm like, hey guys, this is the Canadian national anthem. It's my favorite rendition of the song. You know, the one, you know, from the choir in 1982 out of Quebec. You know, like this is you know, this is really important to me, dog. You know that, and be respectful to my army, dude. Be respectful to my army. My army is based on my personal sense of national pride, dog. It's like, oh God, no, please stop, no, don't do this to me. Hey Bear, how goes the Warhammer Plus advertisement? Well, I was just talking to people about all of the value that they can get out of Warhammer Plus. And before the raid came in here, we have a huge number of people who've jumped on stream with us. And again, thank you everybody for being here with us today. If you're enjoying this stream and content so far, please consider hitting that like button. We are doing our best to improve my numbers in the algorithm so that we can grow the channel to 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000 subscribers, we will be reopening the Underhive. So many of you who are here on the raid today are aware of what the Underhive is. So just letting you know, guys, yes, I have already created the Discord. It is not being boosted yet. It is still being managed at this time. But I'm determining how big of an area it's going to be covering. But yes, the Underhive is coming back. It is going to be a free Discord for most users, which is going to have a series of smaller features on there than before because it's just easier to manage that way. But it is coming when we hit 1,000. When we hit 1,000, it's coming. Coming like a semen fire hose. Coming like a Slanesh pipe. No, leave the real world out of my hobby. I know, but they're making me do this, Knight. It's not me, it's them. It's them. It's the people on the other side of the screen. It's the little goblins inside of the monitor. They're the ones doing this to me. Royal Canadian Marine Police, they protect the holy maple syrup reserves. You could convert... No, please. No, don't do this to me. Please, no. Thank you very much, Andy Dog Dad. I appreciate the subscription. We're only 160 people away from our goal. And to put it in perspective, when we first started doing this 3 weeks ago, there were 575 subscribers on the channel. So it has grown by almost 300 people now so far. Like there's been a huge influx of people. It's really, really spectacular. Do it now. If people show their national pride by painting Marines' colors on their flag, do anarchists just play orcs? Whoa! What's more tacky, you say, in certain imperial ideology, in certain political ideology, Space Marines? Just don't. Just let Space Marines be Space Marines. Let Tyranids be Tyranids. Wouldn't that be fantastic? But unfortunately, the subscribers on the channel want to see me suffer on stream. That is the only objective they have. And it hurts me as a human being to my very core and to my very soul. And I don't know why they want to hurt me this badly, but apparently it seems to be the popular thing to do. So I'm already trying to figure it out. And what that means is they're going to have a red Aquila and red arms, and then a white maple leaf, if I can find a white maple leaf decal. And that will be the color scheme of the Canadian Space Marines. It's going to be ugly, guys. It's going to be so ugly. The color scheme itself works, absolutely, but it's pain, and I don't want to do it, but the subscribers are demanding I do it, so forgive me in advance. I am sorry, everyone, but that's what we're going to do. But we're going to get back on the subject here today, because you came here for the Big Red Stream. You are here to see the ultimate shill in action. The shilling will not end. The shilling will continue until I can shill no more. Actually, I'm shitting on Warhammer Plus. If you're a big fan of Warhammer Plus, I am sorry, but there's going to be some salt in this stream. So we have talked about Lore Masters and how it's absolutely a failed concept, not because it's a bad idea, but because of an extremely poor execution. We've been talking about bat reps and how effectively they have not been able to utilize their, to be quite frank, on-staff talent, who are all on contract and who are all each and every one of them a salaried employee. That, like, there's no excuse for them not being able to make this work, and they've just repeatedly fumbled at every step. We've not touched on the animations yet. I don't want to go over those quite yet. We've only briefly spoken about them, but you know, again, the bat reps not great. Explore the Vault, great idea, poor resolution. Yeah, I know, it's awesome. 1989, we're going up. We're going up. We're going to reach the moon. We're going to be... This is Bearcoin. Everybody who subscribes to Bearcoin will now begin mining the Bearcoin for the Big Red 40K stream. That way we can all become rich together as we sell the crypto. And if it gets worse, we can just all buy the dip. Wouldn't that be the best if we all just buy the dip? That's the right idea. To be pointing out before, not in the UK, if an employer changed contracts like that, you can take them to a tribunal or for constructive dismissal for putting you far beyond your remit. Yeah, but I suspect most of these people would be willing to join on there, even if it's for short periods of time. It's absolutely abysmal that they can't get, with the resources they have and the staff available to them, that they can't get more content out than this. You and I both know that that's absolutely preposterous. They could easily do short-term pay increases. They make enough money to do this. They, in the green, profits are $100 million a year. You can't fucking spend a few extra $100,000 getting some bat reps out there. How expensive are those bat reps to produce? A lot of this stuff is just base cost of operation plus a camera and a small crew. It's preposterous. They could be doing more interviews. They could be doing more of anything on here. The cost, the value to the users is way higher compared to the cost. They don't have a studio set up at the moment. Well, that's even a bigger flaw, because how could they not be? You're going to launch a streaming platform and you don't have enough studios to actually provide the content for people on the platform? That's a joke. That's a total joke. Again, this is a $6 billion company. $6 to $12 billion valued company with $100 million profit every year and money in the bank. These guys can't make things happen. They refused the COVID stimulus. They made so much money. Shit, I used the word. Damn it. We're out of the algorithm, boys. We're out of the algorithm, and it's my fault. God damn it. Absolutely, D-Bow Lux. Their bat rep presenter quit. Why would their bat rep presenter quit? What would be his purpose for quitting? Other than the fact that they've basically not committed enough resources to him and his crew to make that work. He had to have quit because of that. There's no other reasons why he would have quit except for those reasons. Hey guys, I'm here as a bat rep presenter. I'm here on behalf of Games Workshop. Hey guys, I can't get enough content out and they're whining about it and the community's mad at me. Why would he want to stick around for that? He's not making enough money to do that. It's an absolute disaster. Robert Saxon Naj says they could easily convince some of the Batrep streamers to go as guests. Absolutely, because it promotes those people. They don't understand marketing in the internet. Like, I barely understand, but I understand enough. I understand what works and what doesn't. They had a group of Peachy, Nick, Wade, Ben, at times playing random games on Fridays during lockdown from their home. Easy enough. Absolutely. You could even stream from their home. You could have them film at their house. Hey guys, we're doing House Hammer today. We're doing, like, just as a one-off every once in a while. Make it, it's like, this is what it's like in your home. This is how you set things up in your home. If you can't get to a store to play, well, let's see how you can be creative in your house like I am to get this fucking 4x4 table up. Ridiculous that they can't do this. Unbelievable. It's really unbelievable to me. Yeah, their main Batrec guy quit, Donald Cowie. He quit, I think, a week or two ago. So they've hired on somebody new already, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know who. Not corporate, or well, that's his thing. But people don't want corporate. People want what's real. If you take a look at the most popular people right now on the internet, they tend to not be very corporate, even though they are. They tend to be people who give off the presence of things that are more relatable to real life, rather than some jackass in a suit. Like, who's the most popular podcast in the world? It's Joe Rogan, because people trust Joe Rogan and because they think that he's not bought, and they don't think he's very corporate. This is a man who's been paid $125 million to stream on a single platform. Of course he's corporate. But he knows what his audience is. He knows what his product is. This is not a hard recipe to repeat, and that doesn't mean copying Joe Rogan. What I'm saying is if you look at what made him popular and you look at what makes him work, it's because A, they don't feel that he's beholden to anyone, so they don't feel he's going to exploit them, and B, he feels relatable. They have failed to do that as a company. Most companies do fail to do this because they don't understand modern approaches to promotion. They don't get it. And they don't get it because the people who are hired onto there aren't in the world that most people want to live in their spare time. Evening to you all. Hope you've done good. Thank you very much for being on stream with us today, Mark Davey. Thank you for coming here, and a warm welcome. Warhammer Plus is corporate streaming, though. Exactly. That's the problem. And not only that, I'll get into the animations part of this in a minute here, and how infuriating it is in terms of how fan animations would actually have promoted Warhammer Plus. This is madness. Like, by coming in and cutting these people's throats thinking that you're going to get the money that they were getting, they've lost their minds, because all they're doing is tanking the future marketing of the product. Because they don't understand that more content elevates your platform. Lyle, big red man of the people. Look, man, I'm the big red shill today, but I'm just being real with people here. Like, so I'll go over a bit of how the principle of this marketing works. You've been muted for 300 seconds. Oh my. There must be people who know these good ideas of the company and must be being shot down from above. Probably, but you also have to remember that Warhammer's corporate structure and company are extremely cronyistic. And I like Warhammer, and I like Games Workshop. I actually am not saying this out of, like, fuck Games Workshop, fuck you guys. I'm saying it because I would like to see them improve, and I don't think that these ideas would ever be implemented. I don't think they're going to listen to a small streamer like me, or even a big streamer like Valrak or any other host of people. But they don't understand what makes them work. You have to understand that a company do not see making the same money year on year as being okay. It has to be growth. And if they project growth and they don't make it, even if they made money, they actually count that as a loss. So you have to understand that, like, they don't look at things the way that the average person does. If the average person made, let's say, $50,000 or 50,000 pounds in 1 year, which would be pretty good, They make 50,000 pounds 1 year, and then they make 51,000 the next year. If they made 51,000 the year after that, they don't think to themselves, "Shit, I didn't meet my growth targets. Shit, I lost 1,000 pounds." Like, they don't look at it that way. That's not how the average person looks at it. Every company does, because they're required to, because they see growth as being a necessity to their business models, and to some extent it is. But just because you lack growth doesn't mean you have a loss. So Games Workshop didn't grow between 2020 and 2021, so their stock tanked. Because everybody looking at it basically said, "Oh, they shrank." They didn't shrink, they just didn't grow. Well, as soon as you don't grow, they basically go, "I don't want this stock anymore." It makes you $100 million a year and pays out fucking dividends. "I don't want it anymore. Not worth anything to me anymore. It's not growing. It's not the new hotness. It's not the new trend." And you have to understand that that culture is on the trading floor, and it permeates the executive rooms. Sorry about that, guys. I just need a bit of water here. But, so as a result, though, where was I going with this? Sorry, I got a little bit off topic. So what ends up happening is, as a result, this permeates the cronyistic structure, and it permeates how they approach marketing. So let's say that you have fan animations out there, and a few $1 million are made on fan animations between various Patreons and donations and things like that. Games Workshop looks at that few $1 million and goes, "That's our fucking money. They took our money." And fair enough, but what they've done is they've promoted your product and made you tens of millions of dollars. Because now people are going off, they're buying Space Marines. Now people are going off, they're buying Eldar. And they're like, all of these projects also excite the fan base. They're more likely to buy into other content that you're releasing. I would actually argue that making Warhammer Plus, and being better at it while they're at it, making Warhammer Plus releasing higher premium animations and charging even more than they do right now would have worked better if they even kept the fan animators out there. Because what happens when someone's exhausted all the fan animations they can consume? They go, "Oh wow, I saw this animation about the Astartes, and then I saw this animation about the Imperial Guard. I saw this animation about Chaos Space Marines, and it was amazing!" And like, all of these people watch this, they run out of content. Or they go, "You know what? I want the real shit. I want the high quality stuff that is offered by the actual company, with high quality budgets and high quality storytelling." Fan animations can be high quality, but they're usually short, and they're usually constricted by a lot of things that they don't have control over. If you take a look at the latest Krieg animation, I forget his name, Janovic, I think, did it. That animation is a few minutes long, and it tells a very basic story of a bunch of Kriegers charging over a trench. It's like 8 minutes or something. I loved it. But like, then you take a look at Warhammer 40,000 on Warhammer Plus. What if they had a higher budget version of Angels of Death and it was released all at once? Huge. You'd basically be releasing an animated film that people would want to see. Again, you'd have to increase the animation budget a bit, and you'd have to have better sound design and things like that. But that's a way more productive use of Games Workshop's money than, hey, we're going to release this in 5 to 15 minute segments every once in a while and hope that the people like it. No, you keep people satiated with the fan content. You let the fan... They're actually creating your base of users that are going to come over and buy your premium product because they've gotten hooked. They're now hooked. They're looking for a fix, and you're going to give them the best hit. You're going to be the best drug dealer on the market. They don't understand it. That's actually how the marketing works. That's why a lot of companies go, yeah, do your fan animations. That's perfect. Please continue to do them. Now, they still have to protect their copyright, and that means that under certain circumstances, they have to strike down videos. You have to be the bad man sometimes. But this is how it's done. This is how you grow a brand. This is also how you raise product awareness. It's not hard. It's not hard. This has been known for 20 fucking years. Now, it takes a while for it to grow, but these guys, instead of doing that because they're draconian and because they're, money not coming in my pocket, they basically freaked the fuck out and attacked all the private contractors who were basically doing their own things. They were working for Games Workshop without needing healthcare, without needing benefits, without needing all of these extra things that Games Workshop would have had to do. They're not getting fucking pensions from Games Workshop. That's not me being angry about that. They don't need that. They went off on their own. They constructed these things on their own. They were building communities around themselves, and they were promoting Games Workshop product. You didn't even have to go out there and license them. It was literally word of mouth on steroids, bringing hundreds of thousands of people into the product and into the hobby, and all they did was gut them. So you wonder why the growth slowed for Games Workshop? A portion of that growth slowed, not all of it, but a portion of it comes from the fact that they cut the throats of the content creators. They're out of their mind. It's the worst marketing they've ever done. Warhammer Plus would be bigger and more successful than it is right now if they hadn't done it. Even with the substandard content they've put out there. They're fucking crazy. And I'm mad at them, not because I'm like, they attacked me, they bad people. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying that they don't understand what they're doing because they're too short-sighted. But I'm going to read the chat here. I'm sorry, guys. I ranted for a whole bunch here about that. I do apologize. GW covers a very wide range of age. What age group do you think they target? They target males between the age of 15 and 35. They claim that they're doing otherwise, but that's their target demo. They don't mind targeting people older than that, but that's their primary demo. And it's actually some of the most valuable demos for investors. So investors look at who your target demographic is, and if your demographic is basically young adults up to about 40, they like you. Judging by battle reports, they are aimed at children. Well, no, that's because the people who design them think that they're aimed at children. They're not very smart. You were on tulips as the first boom bust commodity. I just checked out some of your other videos, and I'm glad I subbed. Thank you very much, Andy. Yeah, we do this every day. I provide an analysis, I provide comedy, I provide content, I talk every day. I am going back to work next week, so that does mean that I'm going to be streaming at a later time, but there's still going to be videos coming up every day. I do everything I can to provide as much content as I can, and I'm just trying to be real with people. I'm also real with this. I would like to get out of the factory, as the terminology is, but at the end of the day, I'm just here to be happy and talk with you guys and try to build a community around this, and that's what I aim to do. Mark Davey, the sad thing is at Big Red Bear is they insist, but that is our money, but they do not put the work in working on that individual project, fan animations, but still insist on the IP alone. Yeah, well, it's because they're turning themselves into an IP holding company over time, but that's a whole different story. That's what they see their future as being. Starting the hobby through YouTube videos like Astartes and Death of Hope will make them more money per person than Warhammer Plus. Yes, because Warhammer Plus basically doesn't reach a new audience. This is why I'm saying Warhammer Plus is designed for people who are already hooked. That's what this type of value additive product does. They're too stupid. They don't understand what they're doing. And again, I don't think it's out of malice that they did this. They're just really stupid. They're not a smart company. They're not run by smart people. Roundtree's pretty smart, but you have to remember that the whole structure is not just Kevin Roundtree. He's just responsible for it. I actually like Kevin Roundtree. I think he's a really good CEO so far, compared to previous iterations of GW management. Would follow classic releases on Netflix or models, or model dump all at once. I don't think that stringing things along works for this type of thing, especially when you're encouraging people to buy the year up front. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers to me. I agree, Jive. I completely agree. I think it's just completely out of their minds. I worked part-time at my local GW and still friends with the store manager, and every time I go visit him, we talk about the newest stupid corporate directive GW put out. Yeah, because it is stupid. Again, it's just they don't understand what they're doing. They're very successful in spite of themselves. And again, I don't think it's out of malice. I do not believe that Games Workshop is a malicious company. I really don't. I don't have a problem with Games Workshop. It's like, fuck them GW, they're assholes. Like, I don't believe that at all. They're just trying to make things work, and they don't have the right talent on hand to make that happen. Wouldn't have pissed off their loyal fan base and cut off new people by hiding Warhammer animations from YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Because again, those animations would have promoted Warhammer Plus. Because Warhammer Plus is where people go who are heavily into the hobby. That's where your core goes to. You want this to promote your core. It's there for the hundreds of thousands of fans that you have who love Warhammer and are already invested. This does not work for entry-level people. No one who's an entry-level person wants to pay Games Workshop fucking $90 a year to have the value of paying Games Workshop. They don't know you. Why would they? They're still feeling out the waters. Very few new people are going to sign up to this content. They are out of their minds. It's absolutely insulting. Like, you could even have a section like, this is the area for beginners. If you're a new beginner here, these are the videos we recommend for you. Boom. But everything else, it should be targeting that core audience who pays you money consistently. They don't get it. They're too stupid. They don't understand. And I'm sorry to be animated, but I just can't deal with, like, this level of dumb. Like, I work a corporate job, FYI. I won't go into details to what I do for a living. But, you know, like, this type of, like, this is insanity to watch how this company does business, like, on this level. They're very smart in other respects. That's how they've made billions of dollars, but it's just not very bright. He ain't wrong, though. They truly have no idea what their fan base at large, in part because Warhammer is a very social, and such factors are hard to identify than quantify, and if they can't put it in a neat graph, exactly, they don't get it. Like, you know, they have to justify stuff to investors too, I understand that, but the investors have to understand that they're going to make more money by not being morons. The corpos don't care. Like, don't get me wrong, it's actually more corporate to do what I'm describing. I'm describing a very corporatist tactic as to how to grow your fan base. You're basically using people at their own volition. You're using volunteers to make more money. And the volunteers find ways to feed themselves so that they can feed you more. And they can feed your subscription service more. And they can feed your production lines more. And all they do when they antagonize the community like this is lower the number of people entering the hobby, which is an expensive hobby. And they basically drive more people to not care if Games Workshop itself is making money. This is a terrible combination because you're going to promote people to go off and start buying 3D printers. Very dumb. Very short-sighted. Trying to get out of the factory sounds pretty heretical. It is pretty heretical. Like, but you know what? I would rather do this 8 hours a day than what I'm currently doing 8 hours a day. Even if I took a 30% pay cut, I would rather do what I'm doing right now. And I think I'm providing pretty good content to everybody. There are big plans. So when we hit 1,000 subs, I actually have something here, a document called The Plan. Hold on. I write everything down. It's just my nature. But when we hit 1,000, we will have a Discord. I'm going to get a new avatar designed for me, a new banner designed for me. We will be starting in-depth scheduling. There will be a community stream once a week with stream models. The entire Sunday stream after we hit 1,000 and once the Discord is up is going to be a full stream of community models, works in progress that people have posted and want shown off, finished models people have worked on and want to show off. Anything related to that, whether they are a member of the channel or just somebody who shows up and subscribes. Sunday will be completely dedicated to people and their work. A big part of what I do on this channel is going over people's models. I love working on my own models. We've been working on a Chaos Night on stream. I love the miniature aspect of this hobby. I love the lore aspect of this hobby, and I think that the greatest thing you can do is to promote other people. Like to promote other people whose work is done and they want to show their work to the world. Yeah, I'm not a very big channel, but at the end of the day, I would love the opportunity to basically set that up where, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a 2-hour stream or a 5-hour stream, we will continue through that entire stream barring illness or death, and to basically promote people's material that they want to have promoted through the stream in terms of their models, their painted jobs, everything like that. It will all be managed that way, I promise. And it'll be once a week, dedicated. We'll have 10 or 15 minutes of banter, maybe 20 minutes of banter before that starts, but after that, pure model, and a lot of it will be me talking about what techniques they used, what they could use to improve. Like, I'm a C+ painter, but even I have an eye for what people can do in terms of improving their own models. I post a lot of my models on stream as well. You can see what I'm capable of doing, and there's a lot of people out there who are better than me too, and I would love to see their stuff because I want to learn as well. But we're getting back to the chat here. Forgive me, guys. I always go over this part every once in a while because it's all part of the plan. Also, when we hit 1,000 subs, there will be a 12-hour celebratory stream that will be planned as well. If I remember correctly, you have a Tau army of industrial style and use them in radioactive weaponry. You're correct, Kylan. We have the greatest Tau army in the world. We will destroy the Tau Empire and liberate the people of the Tau Empire. Then I also have my British Imperial Guards, but we won't get into those guys. So we go, and yes, I know we discussed a lot of that yesterday on stream. Just rehashing those who may be tuning on the stream the first time today. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I just figured I'd mention it. I agree on that point. Warhammer Plus is for established fans. Of course it is. It's a value added product. You'd have to be out of your mind. You'd have to be out of your mind to think that it's not a product meant for the hardcore fans. And they're not treating it like a product for the hardcore fans, so it double fails. It fails at everything it's meant to be doing right now. Why haven't GW got something / a shock jock presenter on YouTube similar to you or Valrak? Because they're too hard to control, and those people basically that's not what they want to present, because we're not the side of the hobby that they want to show to their investors. They want to show basically, they're like, when you think of a Warhammer 40,000 fan, you think of a doctor. He goes to the ER for the hard time of day, and once he's done shift, he goes home and he paints and assembles his latest Age of Sigmar model. That's who they want their clients to be. They don't want their clients to be like, yeah, he's kind of a rough around the edges guy. He's blue collar, or he's works in a management job, or he swears a bit, gets a little bit rowdy on stream, rants a little bit, has good times, laughs about stuff. No, he's a very dignified gentleman. But they know it's not. Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Fantasy were built for pubs, not to play in pubs, but they're built as a beer game. People showing up, drinking, having a good time. That's what they're really built as at their core. A lot, one of my best friends calls it a beer and pretzels game. And, I don't necessarily agree with that entirely, but that's a lot of what it was. If you go back to the 80s and 90s, yeah, let's show up, let's play some Warhammer, let's have some beers, let's laugh, talk about it. No, now it's the game of the dignified professional or the young college student. That's who they want as their client base. A lot of the time, companies want a certain demographic as their client base. Now, it doesn't mean they hold you with contempt. Don't believe that for a moment. They are happy that you're their fans. But that's not what they want to show to the world. They want a different audience in the context of they want a higher affluence audience. It's just what they want. It doesn't mean that's what they get. Why haven't GW... Oh, yeah, so, it being great to have something new people can look at and just got done watching a fan film. Exactly, Mr. Cookie. That is what makes it work. This doesn't work. The Warhammer Plus, as you see here, does not work, and it will not work, and it will continue to decline. It's really sad to see. I think it's really sad, but it just is what it is. If I remember correctly, Oh, sorry about that. Seriously, though, I wish the best of luck to get out of the factory and do what your heart desires. Yeah, I love this. I've done it for 28 years. People have told me for years that I should make a try at doing something like this. And so this is my good old college try to get out of the factory, So I have big plans. I really am going to make a go of it. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it doesn't. Trying to do my job and this at the same time is very complicated, but we will make it happen. It's basically like having two jobs. Two jobs, folks. Wow. Both of them are high stress anyway. Wow. What you need to do is hardline set rules in Discord to avoid the same mistakes in the Underhive. Oh yeah, dude. There are no AOS. I'm not going to be a jackass like that. Like, even though I don't like AOS, I've made that very clear. I think people should be free to talk about what they want in that respect. I don't think it should be up to me to just regulate what they say. There will be permabans, so there's some pretty harsh rules on there, and I'm a Minotaurs player, man. We're the cops, and trust me, dude. When you get pulled over, there ain't a speeding ticket. Let's put it that way. That's awesome, Kylan. Yeah, were you in chat? Were you talking with me in chat with about the Tau? I had a great time doing it. The only thing I don't like about your Tau is there's not enough vodka bottles. No, man, there's getting. Oh no, I guess since I based them off North Korea, they would still be drinking a lot of vodka. Keith Moore Valrex, a free man. He'd own more Stormbirds if he was a GW man. They don't necessarily pay you that much, man. You have to remember, they're not paying their own streaming service to get that off the ground. They ain't gonna pay you. They view you as a monkey to dance for them too. That's unfortunate. It's me, and I am young. I am a student. I am starting the game before drinking age. Am I the perfect customer? The one. He is the one, everyone. The one of prophecy. The one of shareholder value. He is the one who will become the one true Shill. Plus, you can only say positive things while working at GW. Exactly. Their deep dive videos are a huge waste of time. They don't have constructive criticism. Yeah, that's the same with a lot of corporations. There's a view that if you're being critical of something, you're basically trying to attack another person's work. It's really counterproductive. Then there's the opposite. There are some corporations where it's all just criticism and it's hyper toxic. You have to find a balance. The stock photo of a racially diverse group of college kids' friends is what we want to pretend their main audience is. It's what they want to pretend. There's a lot of businesses that want to make something like that more palatable to investors. That's what it's about. It's about the investors, the people who really own the company, and really is who the company is run for. They forget that without the consumers, there's no one to send the money back. Like you have to get the money from the consumers. They are not happy we are their fans. They are happy we are their customers. And even then, their stores are heavily targeted to new customers, as they should be, to be fair, Adrian. They need to bring in new customers. Now, I don't think that means disrespecting your old customers, but you need to build a community around your product, but Games Workshop itself should be designed to bring in new people. And that's one reason why Warhammer Plus is a disaster. It doesn't understand their business model. It doesn't understand their own business model or their own objectives. It's absolutely preposterous what they're doing. In places ruthlessly, yeah. Well, part of the reason why they want to reduce people playing in the store is again because the store itself is there to promote new people coming in, and that's not perfect. And I'm not saying that's the right business decision, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, they do want new clients. That's the idea, is to grow the product. It's all about growth. No furries, no AOS. Oh, you guys are so mean. Right, the Minotaurs are cops. The cops that plant stuff on you. That's right. Now I so much want to see a TV series following the Minotaurs in a land speeder with the cop lights and sounds, stopping cars in traffic. No, stopping other Space Marine tanks in traffic. Sir, you want to get out of the Rhino, please, sir? I wasn't doing nothing. You want to step out of the Rhino, please? What are you doing out here? I haven't heard the Nova Marines were deployed out here. What are you doing? This is my neighborhood. Oh, Shill Sameen. Store where I live is great. We can play whenever we want. We don't have to play on paper tables. Exactly. Warhammer Adarine, Scotland is great. You see, like, a lot of these stores, they're designed to bring, like, you have to remember they have to bring in new people. Again, bringing in new people shouldn't mean disrespecting your current audience base. You have to strike a balance to some degree, but it really is about bringing in new people for them. It is a business. You have to approach it like a business, and that doesn't mean, like repeat customers are actually the best customers, but once they're burned, they don't tend to come back. No Worse Bear, they drive those cringy ATVs. Oh god, the Minotaur's driving around in the back of an Invader ATV. Oh god, that's the worst vehicle ever. No, that's not true. The Lehman Russ is the worst vehicle ever, but it's almost the worst vehicle ever. It got a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. What a trash bag of a vehicle. I hope you're all happy now. I hope you're all happy. Yeah, they're sprinkling some crack or some fentanyl after they beat up the Marine. Yeah, the handcuffing him. It's like, this rhino is now the property of the Minotaurs chapter and the High Lords of Terra. Sir, you want me to read your rights? Yes. No. Kicks his ass again and throws him in the back of the car. My stores had a dedicated playing area, but it disappeared a few years ago. Yeah, you know, like... you also have to remember that they are running low-man operation stores right now, which they kind of have to do because the retail side is always going to be suffering from now on with the age of the internet upon them. They want people buying direct from them, and that's not always easy to do. They're in a weird place with their business model. I don't know if they're going to have an adequate resolution for it within the next few years. Probably it's going to take them 10 years to sort it out. But the best Primarch. Absolutely, Dorn is the best Primarch. I'm glad that you recognize that. That's not true. I think I actually, no kayfabe, no bullshit. My favorite Primarch is Gullyman. I think he's a good character. I don't even like his model in 40k that much, but he is a good character. The main reason I don't like his model in 40k is because he has that horrific face. Like, the helmet's okay, but the face, like, he's got this cringy, like, face that's all pulled in towards his nose. It's the curmudgeon Primarch, dude. It's the curmudgeon Primarch. We started dropping concurrent viewers as soon as I said I liked Verbude Gullyman. That tells you the high quality members of the community we have here today. Invader ATV is one of the best Primaris vehicles I won't get. Oh yeah, oh, it's so bad, Mick. It's so bad. It's such a bad model. And, like, you missed the rating stream. We did ratings for Space Marines, I think, 2 streams ago. And I went through the entire Space Marine roster that's not for dedicated chapters, and it was pain. I went through a lot of pain. Conrad Kurz is the best Primarch. He's a pretty good Primarch. I like Kurz. I had Night Lords for a while. I like him too. Need him for my taxes. Oh, Gullyman the accountant? Yeah, it's like, yeah, could you help me out with this for Bude? I gotta pay my taxes. Conrad didn't fall to chaos, and he didn't fall to the Emperor's bullshit either. The perfect gentleman. He tipped his fedora on his way out the door. Gorilla Man possesses the stuff you want in a leader, and has had the best idea and got the ruling caricature. But I want a badass Viking. Oh, I love Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ is in my top 5. I fucking love Lehman Russ. He's a great... He used to be my favorite, but, you know, obviously times change. I got older, and, you know, things change for you, right? I was playing a Primaris Army White Scars, not that... No ATVs with that. None. No ATVs allowed. So, I went over the massive folly of how they've treated the fan animations, how they've treated their own animations, how we've gone over how their battle reports are flawed. But the last thing I want to go over is their masterclass, which I actually think is the best part of the platform. It really is. Oh man, the like count even dropped, you guys. People are getting salty. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rub any salt in anyone's wounds here, you guys. I'm just trying to help. Oh god, the like count. Everything's going down, guys. It's all going down. But the Citadel Color Masterclass, I actually think, is probably the best part of the streaming service. It provides the most value of anything that they do on the streaming service. It's the most genuine of anything they put on the streaming service. They not only don't do enough of it, but it has a lot of competition with people who provide that content for free. So it is a nice thing to have, but you can't build your core audience on it. and they don't have the same personality that Duncan has, because they've deliberately, on purpose, tried to avoid having another Duncan Rhodes, because they saw what happened with Duncan Rhodes, and they view him as somebody who grew bigger than the product, and they actually don't want people to do that. But then they fail to recognize that's the same thing happens in other entertainment products. You actually don't want a mega star. You want a mega character. You don't want a mega star. And so they turned Duncan into a star inadvertently. He took advantage of that, and he basically went out on his own. And now that man he's increasing his personal wealth very quickly. He's a very smart businessman, and he is a absolutely spectacular human being. So yeah, just like Duncan Rhodes, hats off to him. What a wonderful journey that guy's been on. No joke. Like, what a great. Yeah, I unsubscribed to the Painting Academy. I hop on there. And I love the fact that he paints more than just Games Workshop models now. It's really a good fit for him, and he's probably, he just put his mind to it, and he became the most successful guy in the entire community overnight. Just absolutely spectacular. Thank goodness. He's visible, but he's never toxic, and he has no drama. Like, that's just spectacular. He's a wonderful ambassador for the hobby. Kind of like what Shazar did with Warcraft mods, the MOBA that got away. Yeah. I want to try his Two Thin Coats paint. Yeah, so do I, but like I've got so many paints of other types, and I'm not willing to part with them. I may eventually pick up the Duncan Rhodes paints, but it probably won't be anytime soon. There's also a ton of paint brands out there. I use Army Painter, Vallejo Air, Games Workshop, Citadel paints, and I also use some Green Stuff World paints, and I may be getting a few other paints from another manufacturer soon. Where was this? I think Nasher sent it to me. I think the Mad Nasher sent it to me. Yeah, I'm also going to be probably getting some Turbo Dork paints at some point in the future as well. So yeah, like there's like I have no loyalty in terms of paint brand. I'm not saying like, oh if it's not this brand, I won't buy it. It's like I would like to see it, but we'll see what happens, right? Yeah, what a fantastic series of options people have right now in terms of who becomes their stream providers and who is going to help them with the hobby. And Duncan is really the pioneer who really opened the road, and he was a pioneer while he worked for Games Workshop. You'll note, when do people think that Games Workshop's marketing was at its best? It was when Duncan and Peachy were running the show. Duncan and Peachy together were real people, seemingly. That's the type of person you want to have, a positive, happy person who people connect with, and they just don't get it. They don't get it, and you just have to accept that they don't get it. So it just is the way it is. But I think we've gone over the virtues of Warhammer Plus. So I'm going to ask my audience here, the 44 people who are in here today, we're going to drop a poll up here. After everything we've seen, is Warhammer Plus worth it to you? And it's just a yes or no, my dude. So I want to see my dudes. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what you guys think. Is Warhammer Plus worth your dollar? I already think I kind of know how this poll's going to go, but I want to see what goes down here, my friends. It's so ridiculous. I love it. What do you mean yes for this year? Why yes for this year? No. So I want to let all of you know, as the official Games Workshop shill on this channel right now, as the big red shill that I am, that I am extremely disappointed with everybody in here voting no. You should. The answer was yes, obviously. So the assassin, Jalio, that assassin was not worth the pain of Warhammer Plus. Oh my god, the no's really fucking have it. Oh my goodness. Whalecome, Kylan. Whalecome to your subscription to the channel. Thank you so much for choosing to subscribe to the Big Red 40K channel. I promise you're going to have a lot of fun here. For people in the UK and Europe, As a quick note, I do stream at this time, normally when I have time off, or on the weekend. So you will see this channel being promoted at this time. For me, it's 1 p.m. on the weekend. While I'm still in the factory, though, unfortunately, my streams are probably going to start around 4 p.m. my time, which is about 2 hours from now. And I understand that's going to be too late for a lot of you, but that's only on weekdays. On weekends, it's going to be the same time as you saw it start today, every day. And I have an exciting news. We have a guest next Sunday. Who wants to take a guess who the guest is going to be? We do have an actual guest. The timeline should be confirmed. I spoke with him earlier today. Next Sunday, we are doing a rating stream. That's right. We're doing the ratings. We're having to push back the Space Marines rating. Yes. Gung is making his way. Yes. Gung is making his way as a guest here on the Big Red 40K stream. That is right. No, Valrak's not. I think Valrak would want to show up here like Valrak would want to have a hole in the head. I think Valrak would just be like, Bear, why am I on here? I'm like, no, man, it's cross promotion. He's like, I'm just promoting you. I'm like, I mean, yeah. No, I love Valrak. He's a wonder. He like no. Who wants the doggo? All right, guys, you're getting what you want. Who wants the doggo? Who wants doggo on stream right now? Anybody want the doggo? I'm gonna have to see some yeses in the chat. I'm gonna have to see them. I'm not just gonna go grab them on my own. A Eldar waifu. The doggo's better than the Eldar waifu. So it's me wants the doggo. I would have guessed Shill Bear and Shill Rat. Oh my goodness. Oh, people are saying yes. Get the doggo. Get the doggo. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a dog here who is my best friend, other than, of course, Kage Templar, whose name is, in fact, Ares. I'm going to go get Ares now, and we will get the dog on stream. The dog is the ultimate shill. He is, in fact, my boss, and he's the one who tells me to shill. So, just give me a second here, boys, and we will be in business. Ares! Ares! Oh! Hello! Yes, hello, Ares! Come here! Come here! Come here! Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, Mr. Snuggles, huh? Oh, Mr. Snuggles. Oh, you're so animated right now. Oh, your tail's wagging. Who's a good boy? Who's Mr. Snuggles, huh? Oh, yes, I know. All right. Sorry, I always have to do the voice with the dog. Yes, smell the microphone, Ares. You can talk into it. You have the power. There we go. This is Ares, the doggo, the dog of the stream. Behold, in his furry glory. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Huh? Oh, don't be such a wimp. I don't know why he's like this on stream. Normally when he's not on stream, he's got his ears up and his tail's wagging. I think he just doesn't like it when I put this because I talk to the screen instead of him. Oh, he actually comes from Taiwan, Thailand, so you might actually be a bit closer on point than you imagine. He is a Formosan, which is a Taiwan species of dog. And he actually was rescued there from a farm field. Isn't that right, buddy? Oh, come on, get up. Get up. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Oh, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Who's Mr. Snuggles? He uses me as a pillow. It's actually really hilarious. So I don't usually do this position with him because it's hard for the camera to see him. But this is him. This is my buddy. Oh. You're such a good boy, aren't you? So Ares is on stream all the time. Usually I don't leave the door open for him, but in this case I do. He never leaves me alone. He always wants to hang out. He nose boops me when he wants me to stop streaming, which I have to ignore him, unfortunately. I play with him when not on stream, of course. He's my good buddy. He's my co-pilot. He goes everywhere with me if I can take him. And yeah, he's 13 months old. He's a very good doggo. He likes destroying my stuff, which I'm a little less of a fan of. But this is the guy. Ordered the wrong mail order bride. That's right. I was gonna get married, and instead they sent me a dog. All right, buddy. Oh, you don't like this part where I tell you to get down, do you? Oh, you're gonna have to get down. There you go. Good boy. All right. Oh no! They've seen it. They've seen the terribleness. So I have now fulfilled what the chat wants me to do. I did bring Ares in here. That's awesome. Yeah, no, we are almost at the point now where, yeah, we are 157 people away from reopening the Underhive, which I am still working on right now. Wow, thank you so much, everybody, for being here so far today. I do have to point out that at this stage of a channel, like in terms of how they grow, it does require word of mouth more than just algorithm for new people to come in. If you do have an opportunity to share this stream with people who like 40K, please consider doing so. We have a blast of a time when we're on here. I read the chat. We go over certain subjects. Like today, we talked about the beginning of the stream. We usually have the subject, and after that, we do some hobbying stuff. It's where it's at, man. It's where it's popping off. It's where everybody's having a good time, and you even get the bonus of having Ares on stream, doing his dog-like things while I'm on stream. He also, I have to kick him out of my room now when I record videos, because when I record videos, he's an asshole and he just starts itching. I don't know why he itches himself when I'm doing the video. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying. Like, it's loud enough that even with noise canceling, his thing will come up. I'm like, what are you doing? You'll bark at me. He wants me to play. I'm like, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get out of here. I gotta finish recording this. That happened to 3 of the last 4 videos, especially ones that I had to read certain parts as a script. It killed me. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I've got to read this, and I'm bad at reading anyway. My literacy is awful. And he's just like sitting there like... starts scratching. So you hear the jingle of his collar. I'm like, no! Stop! You're killing me, dog. You're killing me. I'm dying the slow death, everybody. Will Ares fight the other gods of the Pantheon? Yeah, Ares is going to defeat the Chaos Gods. It's going to be Ares versus Khorne. And Khorne might have dogs, but he doesn't have dogs like Ares. Really? Caesar loves him? I know Caesar responds to stuff on screen. Ads has a dog named Caesar. I call him Cesare, because Cesare is a more important name at this time, because Kaiser, or Kaiser, as it would actually be pronounced in ancient Latin. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the hard C. I don't agree with the soft C. I only agree with the modern Italian interpretation of that name, which is Cesare. And so I call him Ches. He's the Ches, dude. Ads dogs, Cesare. There we go. But, so we are... Wow, what a great audience. So thank you everybody so far for being here on stream. We're not stopping yet. We're about an hour and a half in. Oh, Warhammer 40K's YouTuber whose literacy is bad. Where do I know that from? Oh my god, no. No! Could it just be Canadian Valrak? Could it be possible? No, Sam and I have a very different approach to stuff, even though, you can tell from my mannerisms, from what I choose to talk about. Like, I'm not actually much of a news channel. I do cover the news a little bit, we talk about it briefly if the chat wants to. But for the most part, I just like to talk about the hobby as a whole, go over different things, go over different armies, go over different options for what we can do. Like, for instance, when I'm basing my models, I do every army radically different. And I would encourage all of you to do it too. It gives you a different experience as to what to do. And all of my Chaos stuff, all are going on an Arctic-themed glacier planet. It's going to be fucking so awesome. Oh, you guys, some of you guys are new here. You probably haven't seen the Keeper of Secrets yet. 1 second here. 1 second here, bros. 1 second. You're going to get the opportunity in just a moment here to see the Keeper of Secrets that we finished on stream. I believe about a week ago we finished this on stream. I'm actually going to be doing a video of this model, probably either tonight or tomorrow, going over all of the work that we did on her. I'm just doing some touch-ups now. But I'm actually really proud that we finished this on stream. It's Sylvas, the Lord of Wine. All the gold was done on here, all the purple. It was actually really difficult to do this. It was really difficult to do this, a lot of this all together. She's not the easiest model to assemble. And yeah, like I really do enjoy this model a lot. Very nice. Very nice. So, I knock it free. I knocked it free up top. Boo. Yeah, dude. All of my bases are like this. We're actually working on Scarbrand while we work on the Knight too. And this is Scarbrand's base. So. Oh, that's awesome, ads. Historical minis are the way to go. And this is the Scarbrand that we're doing. That we've been painting him on stream as well. It is a white-skinned Scarbrand. Wow, yeah, there we go. So we do all that on stream. It's letting everybody know who's in here right now. I know many of you are not necessarily huge fans necessarily of my painting, but I think it looks pretty good so far. I think we're doing a good job. I think we're doing good things. We're doing great things. Don't know why he looks like a buff orc to me. Oh, if only. Can you imagine they had an orc like Scarbrand out there? Whoa! Just running out there. Right then, boys! I'm Boss Grimfang! I'm gonna beat the hell out of every one of you Space Marines! For those of you who also don't know, as the active subscriber count drops immediately. For those of you who don't know, I do occasionally do the orc voice on stream. We've got lots of orc voices. But it is hard on my larynx, so I used to be able to do it for hours at a time. Now we insert it where we've got to. Whoa! We've got the right flash for this fight, don't we, boss? I've seen some inquisitorial troops I'd like to paint. If not, I like Gaul. Oh yeah, dude. The Gauls, the ancient Gauls, you know. They are like French people, but Celts. But wow, yeah, what a great audience. Nice. I should work on mine. That's one or two of my new armies. Oh, you're doing Demons of Chaos. Good choice. Oh. A wise decision. See, I think that Chaos Space Marines won't be very good this edition, and I also don't think that they're going to be very good next edition. I think that they're not going to be good until they replace most of those models, because they didn't get new models. They got resculpts of old models. That was a terrible decision on their part. It was a terrible decision when Games Workshop started to do that. It's basically meant that Chaos has fallen behind and will continue to fall behind. And it really bums me out. Like when I saw The Chosen come out, I was like, oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not looking good, boys. It's not looking good. You guys, I don't know if releasing Chosen as just standard issue Space Marines was a great idea, boys. I don't know. Oh. Orcs who have joined the greater good. Oh no, never. I play Bad Moons, man. There ain't enough teeth in the greater losers like the cow. That's why the orcs is going on their own. Whoa! I'm sorry. It's got to be done. You'll notice I have to drink water after doing that. It's because it's not easy on the throat. What does an orc with hearing issues say? What? Wow, what a great audience. Not joining the greater good, just using their gear, giant walkers covered in orcs to be unstoppably good. Yeah, orcs stealing the greater good technology is pretty friggin' cool. Orcs with Tau weaponry, I'm down. I'm down like a clown. We'll show up there, strength 5, -1 AP guns that shoot 36 inches as a standard firearm for the orcs. Be pretty good. Be pretty good. I don't think the other armies would like that very much. BS 5+ or not, be pretty good. Unit of 30 guys getting 60 shots at medium range. Not very good look. Oh, that'd be terrible. Terrible. Just pumping out those shots at everybody with an orc body platform where you're strength 4, toughness 4. Oof. Hey man, maybe Gretchen's need pulse rifles, given they got a pistol right now. Hitting on 5s. Hitting on 5s like a champ. I don't want... Remember, DACA is still a thing, Keith. No, it's not. It's not even. Orc railguns. Ooh. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Don't tempt me. The capture grown with a little cockpit stuck in it for a grot. Oh yeah, dude. Like, you can build whatever you like. In fact, I did a video earlier, talking about how you can really just build whatever you want. And I used an old model of mine, and I wish I'd built this more recently because it would look so much better when I did the paint job on it. But I've this guy here is one of my highest accomplishments as a miniature over the years. And orcs allow you to do stuff like this, like they just do. You want to play orcs? Like, I mean, I assembled this out of plastic card, a Baneblade, and 2 battle wagons. Hey, it's Liam Dembski! Whalecome, Liam Dembski. Liam Dembski in the stream, everybody. Wow, it's great to have you here. I feel my heart flutter. Welcome. Now, don't be too cruel. I don't have a man bun. I'm less of a man than yourself. If only because I could never pull off the man bun, and the thinning of the hair, the reduction of the hairline, the slow retreat has already begun. The testosterone has betrayed me. One day it will betray all of us, but for me it has betrayed most of all. The thinning. I look in the mirror every day and I go, oh God, it's happening. But welcome to the stream, Liam. How is your day gone? Is he still in chat? Is he still here? He is still here. We have the power of Liam Dembski on side. It's great. It's been a great stream so far today for me. We got to talk about the virtues and values of Warhammer Plus. That is why this is the greatest Shill stream that has ever occurred in the history of mankind. I have achieved something special and something grand here today. Man, yeah, just make the most of it while you can. I didn't, and now look where I am. I'm a balding fat man sitting in a room filled with Warhammer, filled with my dreams! But yeah, no, that's great to have you on stream. Thank you very much for subscribing earlier today. I really do appreciate that. I don't know if you got the message, but I did send you a thank you on Discord. You're a class act, man. I love you, Liam. Like, I haven't been on stream as much lately. I know on your particular ones, just because I've been busy. I've been working and I've been trying to do this, and it's terrible. It's terrible having to do 2 things at the same time. I cannot rub my stomach and pat my head at the same time. Well, I can, but I don't want to because it's so much work, and you don't get this type of masculine muscle body of mine without putting the work in. Bear is a beard away from becoming a bard. Oh no, please don't do this to me, Wolf. Wolf, why? Keith, I will have you know that I, personally, do not sound like Valrak. First of all, I do not have a Manchester accent, meaning it does not sound as though I've lost as many brain cells. I have lost as many brain cells, but it doesn't sound that way. You're good, dude. Your support has been incredible. Much love. Yeah, no, man. Like you're a class act on there, dude. You also, I really love your analysis and your approach towards the gameplay side of things. Though gameplay's not really what I focus on. I'm not huge on 9th edition. It's very interesting to get a different insight into what people are looking at for myself, right? Like, I approach the game in a very specific way in terms of how I analyze the value of different units, and to see how that flips around a little bit differently from another perspective that also is very critical of the units, I think is really helpful to me, even though I don't play as much as I used to. I'm like an old fighter. I'm a retired guy. I can take my fists up from time to time, but I don't go out there fighting on so hard no more. I think that Ninth is not in a great, like, if it were a younger me, if it were the Bear of 15 years ago, I'd be like, Ninth is the greatest edition I've ever played, and there's no other reason to play anything but Ninth edition. But I think for Bear now, who's like, I reject the tournament scene, my dudes, and I embrace the fluffiness of Warhammer 40,000 as a narrative battles game. It's like, oh no, Games Workshop, no, not another DLC bookshop, no, Games Workshop, no, don't step down from the ledge. I'm warning you, matey. I'm warning you. We've got another campaign book right here. I'm warning you, it's coming out. If your army's not in it, you're gonna be shit. And if your army's in it, you're gonna give me $80. Give me $80 and the fucking army gets it. It's got a pistol pointed at the fucking DLC book. It's perfect. We've made it, family. We've made it. We've achieved the milestone. We've crawled our way from obscurity to the top of the mountain. Never did I think I'd be on screen describing myself as Games Workshop holding an entire game system hostage with a pistol. So, we've got marbles. Charles, thank you very much for the marbles. Ira, I thought Valrak claimed to be the Norman and Bretonnian. He can claim a lot of different things. I do too, but I try not to make claims quite as bold. And then we've got Jalio. Liam Dembski, I agree. I found it difficult to try to learn 8th in Warhammer stores, so I am not the guy to try to learn 9th, just painting my models and getting those done instead. Yeah, for the most part, even for myself, for me, the biggest part of the hobby at this point is the miniatures. I spend the most amount of time dedicated to the miniatures. How they look, how they're painted, how they're presented on the table is the most important thing to me. Like, I fill my cabinet basically with only the top quality stuff that I finished. And strangely enough, that's enough for me at the moment. I don't really... The gameplay... I would love it if the game was in a much better place, but... thankfully I've found... I have other outlets for my tabletop stuff. For the most part, I love the lore. I read the books. I listen to the audiobooks. I paint the models to fulfill a creative vision that I have for each one of the models I own. And I build the armies I build. And even in the large scale, I build them to fulfill that creative vision as well. So for me, it's more about that than it is about just running around and blasting people off the table. Though, you know what? It was fun while it lasted. When the younger Bear out there just being toxic on the table. What's your army comprised of? My army is 180 orc boys and 3 looted wagons and a force field generator. It's like, oh god, no. It just has to touch one unit in the 30 and then the whole unit gets the 5-up cover bonus to incoming fire. Oh no, but it says it has to just touch the unit. It doesn't have to cover the whole unit. It has to touch the unit. Oh yeah, and because cover saves work differently on vehicles, my vehicles are getting a 4-up cover save to incoming fire. Yeah, but they're armor 11. I should easily be able to penetrate them. Yeah, but I got a 4-up cover save against all incoming fire. Go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, does it cover the whole vehicle? No, just has to touch the vehicle. Liam Dembski, I have not had much of an opportunity to play Battletech recently, but the most recent tabletop gaming I've done during COVID has been a combination of Bolt Action and Battletech. Those have been the... I mentioned the word of doom! The stream will be stricken from the record! No, during the time of the lockdown, I have been mostly playing Bolt Action and Battletech when given the opportunity, but it hasn't been enough. I got a Battletech game in... I got 2 Battletech games in about 4 months ago, and I got a Bolt Action game in like 9 months ago. Bolt Action's the best tabletop game. it is in my opinion the best game right now out there. I don't think that there is a game that can top it in terms of core gameplay mechanics. There's some things I'd like to see tweaked, like I think the points values are a bit off here and there, but the actual way the game functions and the way the units interact with each other, it's the best game. And you know, there's a lot Games Workshop could learn from it, but they won't. It's like, wow, guys, we could really learn a lot from this. It's like, or we could not learn anything at all. That's oof. So Conflict 47 is not a bad game because it's basically just more bolt action. I don't play it though because I'm not interested in the setting of Weird War II. I much prefer the actual World War II setting. I'm just not big on adding a bunch of sci-fi weaponry to World War II. It just doesn't really do much for me. I do know why Warlord Games did it, because it's actually very copyrightable. With one of the big problems for Warlord when it comes to bolt action is it doesn't matter whose miniatures you use. You can use their miniatures, which are artillery miniatures, which they are contracted out for, or you can use really Rubicon or any other series of guys stuff as long as they're the right scale, and that costs Warlord Games money effectively. But when you come out with Weird War II, it's copyrightable, so people, there's a little bit more money in the pie there once you own it yourself and you produce it yourself and you have a copyright for it. So that's why they went in the direction of World War II. Also, just to add more units for them to sell, because once you kind of hit the end of 1945, it starts becoming hard. You start having to dig pretty deep to add new units to the game. What model are we going to come out with next? We'll figure it out. I'm like, where is my Russian artillery? I want my Russian howitzers. I want Russian howitzers, and they won't give them to me. It makes me so mad. Well, the poll decided that... Now, this is just the poll, not myself. The poll decided that 78% of users, when we were at our height of 45 people on stream, decided, unfortunately, that they did not believe that Warhammer Plus added a significant portion of value to their hobbying experience. Now, I myself promoted Warhammer promoted Warhammer Plus as strongly as I could, which as the big red shill that I am. I went out there, I went full shill mode. I did not talk about all of the horrendous mistakes that they've made with the platform and how they've marketed it to the wrong people and how they've locked effectively a beginner's guide behind a paywall, which won't really be successful. Just because we talked about it for so long, I'll break things down for you because I work in business and I've worked in marketing. I basically talked about the fact that Warhammer Plus is actually where you want, is actually where people who are already heavily invested in the hobby they're already that's where your hardcore audience goes. It's not meant for new users. But tons of the content on it is for new users. They're telling people stories. They're retelling stories in a way that it's trying to piecemeal it out in a patronizing way to a new user. And it wouldn't land for new users, and it sure as hell doesn't land for veterans. And so it's such a misfire. And I actually don't hold a lot of contempt for them. It's not like, oh, how dare you, or anything like that. It's like, no, you guys did this wrong. You should stop doing it wrong. You should completely change how you're doing this. There should be Warhammer Plus 2.0. They should completely reorganize it. And I also pointed out their policy towards fan creators is actually anti-money. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. The content on there should be going out as an advertisement to get people in there. So let's say that you watch a bunch of fan animations on YouTube, right? You're like, oh wow, this is really great. What's on Warhammer Plus should be high quality content because they get in on the fan animations, they get hooked like a heroin addict, and they're looking for a better fix, they're looking for a better dealer. They jump onto Warhammer Plus, which you make sure it's the premier product. It's like a Stardies level content, and that's what they're going to pay for. They'll go in there, they'll, oh my god, you could up the rate. Right now the rate is low. You could up the rate to that of a Netflix. You could basically, I'm saying increase the entry cost of Warhammer Plus by 50%. And you would actually be able to still draw bigger numbers than they do right now. Because what they've done is they've broken the chain. So before you had a chain that was drawing new people into the product. I mean that for the miniatures, I mean that for the audiobooks, I mean that for all content that they preside over. And so in that chain, at the beginning of the chain, you have content creators, people like Valrak, people like you, people like myself, though I'm a very small fish. They draw people in to the product. Then you had the fan animations. They're the next step. Like, TTS. TTS was the biggest thing on the internet. Again, this is drawing people in. Those people, they might give a few dollars on a Patreon. That's the cost of doing business for Games Workshop. But what you've done is you've allowed those people, even though they're getting a few dollars on the side, they're working for themselves. They're working. Hey, Marine 2411. Those people are working those people are working for themselves. You don't have to pay them benefits. They're finding a way to pay themselves. Think of them as an unpaid employee. They're basically a volunteer who goes off, and they're a volunteer for you who goes off and feeds themselves. Then they produce this content, it drags people in, those people start going off, they buy armies. How much does the average user come in buying a new army cost? Well, if you're going to build a 2,000 point Space Marine army, even a Space Marine army, you're probably going to drop 500 pounds into it. You think about those numbers, it's ridiculous that it's, 50 cents a pound, but that's really like 50 cents a point. But when you factor in the elite units, the centerpiece units, things like that, they're going to go in there, they're going to drop 500 pounds on building that army. And so you have lost $12 from that person. Maybe you might even say if it's over the course of a year, you might have lost, let's say it's a $6 patron. You might have lost $70, $80 worth of money, but you've made $1,000, and the margins are 40+% when you factor in all of the business stuff. So you're just like, oh wow, that's what you've made in 1 year off this guy, and each person drawn in does that. Then that person goes off and watches more fan animations. They crave more content, but they run out of content, or they want higher quality content. They have become one of the people who are yours now. You've captured them. You didn't even have to do the work. That's the crazy part. People pay huge money in marketing budgets to capture audiences the way that people were being captured for free, or for nearly for free. Then those people basically go, oh wow, well I want something new, I want something bigger, I want something better. You build Warhammer Plus. Well, Warhammer Plus right now, all of the content on there, with a few exceptions, is just like, here, let us introduce you to Be'lakor. Do you not know who Be'lakor is? Well, oh boy, let me tell you. So they tell you very basic things you could read on a Wikipedia page that's presented by a very nice man who does a good job presenting it, but it doesn't give you much information. Okay, so the lore videos are a wash. And I don't mean that because they're bad, I mean that because they're not informative to the type of user who would want to purchase Warhammer Plus. Because again, it's the hardcore who want to purchase Warhammer Plus. Boom, that's off the table. So next, you go, okay, well, what else are we going to offer? You're going to do battle reports, you're not going to do enough of them. And again, you're going to make those battle reports in a way that's probably not for the veteran users who want to use your platform. It's probably going to be directed towards new users. Well, you know what new users usually don't think of? They usually don't think, oh, you know what, I'm going to go spend $120 this year on a platform for a game I just got into. Why would they do that? Who rationally is going to do that? Who is this platform made for? Who does it contribute to? It doesn't actually make sense. As a business model, it doesn't make sense. As a whole component of the entire structure, none of it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. You are making things more expensive to yourself. You're making it harder to draw more people into the business. You're reducing your inflow of customers. You're making each customer you bring in more expensive, and then you're offering them a value additive product. Now remember, I mentioned this to you before on stream, Liam. Most companies make most of their money on the value added. So Games Workshop's one of the few exceptions where most of their money is actually made on the core good that they sell you. I know they'll sell paints or value added, but I don't agree with that. I think that the paints and glue and stuff are really core products. So, oh, I know you won't be. That's because it's a bad product. It's just like, Marines, it is a bad product. And so as a result, it's this system that they've put in place, hoping to basically absorb all of that money that the fan creators were making, and it wasn't that much money. They might have thought, oh, we're going to make ourselves an extra $1 to $2 million in patrons or whatever. It's probably way less than that. I think the overall patrons in an annual year might have collectively made 1.2 million or something like that, which you think, oh, that's a lot of money. That's peanuts, especially compared to a marketing budget. So they think, oh, all that money's coming into us now. And all they've done is break the system. They've broken the entire system for bringing people in. Yes, no, have a great night. Thank you very much for being here with us today, Liam. It's the top quality content that everybody deserves from the Big Red Bear, of course. I don't usually talk business the whole time. I'd rather not, but this stream I mostly talk business. So have yourself a great night, Liam. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you again. Thank you, sir, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate your support. So, we've got... I'm going to read the chat out, so forgive me, guys. I've neglected the chat while I went on refreshing over the rant I went on of the... much love as well. I love you, Liam. As I went on a complete rant, I was like, hey, guys, we went on the rant before. We're doing it again! So Lightweight Job goes, really, it's incredible how much money a corporation can make and be successful applying a business model that could not actually be farther from sensible course of the company. Yeah, they could make twice as much money as they do right now. They just don't get it. They don't get it. It's just not in their DNA. It's because, again, they're looking at it from a different perspective. They have a different angle of how they approach it, and you have to remember that they approach it that way because of the culture of the business, and they also approach it that way because of the fiduciary responsibility, which doesn't always lead to actually the best value outcomes for companies, because you're always supposed to try to make as much money as you can, but that doesn't always mean you're actually doing that. You're following a format that might be dated or unfortunate. So we've got GW needs to source their content IP more. They outsource a lot of it, but a lot of people won't work with them. Games Workshop may not have the best reputation of working with companies right now outside of themselves. They tend to be very protectionist, which isn't the same thing as working with companies. They've shilled out their brand to everybody they can. Look at the number of mobile games. Guys, remember Lost Crusade, sign up. I'm kidding, do not sign up. Bear for marketing manager. It's not that hard. Like, you have to remember, people go in to get degrees for marketing. Where I worked, I was on the marketing committee. Where I work right now, even in the past, I was on the marketing committee, and we brought in analysts to talk about marketing, and I was able to actually educate the marketing manager analysts that we brought in terms of how the marketing works, because just because you go to school for marketing doesn't mean that you understand marketing. You get a degree, you get a job somewhere, then you use that job as a platform to get to another job. This is people hopping between companies. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people who are great at marketing tend to be in business for themselves. So if you take a look at the top people at marketing, it's people like the Paul brothers. I don't like what they do in their free time, and I wouldn't normally bring these people up. But you look at that, they've made millions of dollars through being brilliant at marketing. They understand what marketing is. Why would they go and work for Pepsi? Pepsi's going to pay them $120,000 a year. They shit $120,000 in a month. So they don't care. So the best people at marketing, ironically enough, are not the people who run marketing for corporations, which is why corporate marketing tends to not be very good across the board. It never works, because you have to remember, the people who are failed influencers and the people who are failed marketeers tend to be the actual people who get ahead in that business. Truly successful marketing campaigns, like the ones that Apple did in the past, were done by people who were paid millions. Only when the corporation itself finds somebody who's a true gem and pays them appropriately do those people stick around. And you'll notice, I think Duncan himself was a huge contributor to what was happening with marketing at Games Workshop, and that guy has generated in revenue millions of pounds now on his own. It's way better on his own, because he figured out, hey, I'm working for Games Workshop for probably 60 to 80,000 pounds. I bet I can go make millions, and he did. That's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. That's what you have to remember. That's how it works. You talking about 1984 for Apple Incorporated? Kind of, but that's not just that. Apple in the 2000s did marketing that basically convinced people that Apple wasn't a product but a lifestyle. Why do people pay so much for Apple products? Because Apple products subliminally tell you that when you have an Apple product, you will have less problems, and it will give you an era of prestige. And people believe that. That was done through a concerted marketing campaign. It's a lifestyle campaign. Look at you guys showing up to a 40K channel, and instead we're talking about fucking marketing. We did it, guys. We've climbed the fucking ladder. Oh boy, we did it. We have crossed the Rubicon Primaris, my friends. We have become the new Shills. We're the Shill Maris. Stonks. Oh boy, it's definitely fascinating to watch that all unfold like a great potato in the sky. If anyone can, done can. More like the Marketon Primaris. Oh my goodness, the Marketon Primaris. But if you take a look at that, like, you know, if I went into post-secondary, if my dad hadn't snorted so much cocaine as to use all of my college fund for coke, you know, I probably could have had a successful career in marketing rather than just being in business and sales and stuff. Because you just have to, it's all about how you focus your energies when it comes to marketing. You know, where you choose to focus as a company. But again, Games Workshop did the most foolish thing in the world. I can't believe they cut the throats of the fan creators. And I'd say that as somebody who, I wasn't even a big fan of like 80% of fan animations. I liked TTS, Astartes, and a couple others. For the most part, I didn't really pay much attention, but those fan animations were bringing thousands of people into the hobby. Thousands! Like, in a way people had never seen before. They literally cut their throats. So now, Games Workshop went from being on a massive growth trajectory from a combination of the plague and from you know, basically social media. It's quiet. Look at how busy their social media is now. Now, I'm not huge on Twitter, but I am on there sometimes. I do have a Twitter handle, but I haven't really started using it with the channel yet because I used my Twitter to basically attack a really bad anime that promoted a mainstream anime should probably not be promoting child-adult relationships. But anyway, that's a whole other can of worms. There's a lot of people who hate me. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of these people called maps. They may not like me. So I don't know if I want to use my Twitter for that. But for the most part, though, what it ends up being, though, is you have, what's the word I'm looking for here? You have you've seen them basically stall. So they were going uphill, like, we're fucking rocketing to the top. They're still growing a little tiny bit, but the growth has collapsed, and that's why the stock took the dip. The stock didn't take the dip because they lost money. I hate it when people are like, they fucking lost money, man. Woo! Boycotts win! The boycott didn't actually affect them. In theory, they actually grew a little, which means that the boycott did nothing. What it is it's not the boycott that had any impact on Games Workshop. It's the chain. The chain is broken. So before, they would have continued to launch upwards like a rocket. And now, it's hard to pull that chain because they have to put more money out now for every new user that they capture into the hobby. Very, very bad mistake. Very huge problem. You know, they should really consider firing a lot of their people in GW Legal. I just mean that to be sincere. Like, anybody who gave them those recommendations, that new guy who helped them set up Warhammer Plus, he's a joke. Fire him. Yeah. The guy from Hasbro, fire him immediately. And I don't mean, like, I don't talk about, you know, claiming a guy's career, you know, kicking him out of a business, because I want to. It's a terrible thing. He's just trying to make a living, but it's sort of like certain people. Very few people are bad people. The overwhelming majority of people are good people. They work hard. They live good, decent lives. They don't want to hurt anybody for the most part. Very few people wake up every day like, I'm going to be a piece of shit and I'm going to hurt somebody. But what you have with the gentleman that they hired from Hasbro and with their current GW legal team is you have people who have fundamentally undermined the company's ability to grow. and that is the ante of why you're in business. So like if you're in business, you're there to grow your company and increase the bottom line every year. I don't like Kevin Roundtree will hold some responsibility for this as well because he brought some of these people in, but they gotta go. They're not going to go because of the cronyism of the company. Most companies are very cronyistic, but at a certain point, you got to go. Like people always talk about how in the free market, like people will get fired. You know, you do a bad job, you get fired. That's not true. Executives do bad jobs all the time, and then they just cycle them through and they send them to another company, and then they sit there for 7 years and they fuck that company up. That happens a lot of the time. So it is definitely not true that people are judged based off their performance in the free market. It's all about who you know, and in those circumstances, they're just people. They're just human beings trying to make a living. So when I say that he should be fired, I don't say that with a malice towards him. Like, he's a piece of shit and I hate him. It's like, no, man, you did a bad job. You did a bad job. You absolutely toxic nepotism, 100%. You did a bad job, and when you do a bad job that costs your company 5 to 7% of growth points or more, and you single-handedly break the chain that was allowing your company to basically go from being a multi-million-dollar company to a multi-billion-dollar company, you gotta go. You gotta go. It's time to go home. It's time to fly off to somewhere else. It's time to find out what happened, because you've gotta go. And whoever you brought in with you also has to go. Because that's how it also works when you clear out a corporate office. When you're like, hey, you're an executive and you got to go, you usually have your own team of middle managers you brought over with you. They got to go too. It's time to go. And like, it doesn't mean, again, that they're bad people or whatever. It's just when that administration gets cleared out, it's all got to go. So like, I always really hate it whenever like people just talk about like, because I've only ever worked in the private sector. In every company I've worked for, there has been some degree of failing upwards. So I've seen in the 2 major companies I worked for and in the 1 smaller company I've worked for, I have only ever seen people being able to get promoted despite making the company's position worse overall and losing the company money. And you go, how? Well, they know the right people. They show up on the weekend, they go to the boss's house, they have some beers with them or whatever, and up they go. They will protect you because you're their friend, and they will protect you as long as they can, so long as it doesn't hurt them. And even then, if they have a good relationship with their boss doesn't want to come down hard on them unless he's got someone coming down hard on him. And this is just the way it goes. And so when you promote somebody, sometimes it's also just to promote them to make them no longer your problem. Hey, I'm friends with him. He's my good friend of mine. I'm going to promote him up. I'm going to recommend him for a promotion. Why? Well, he's fucked up the company a little bit. But if he goes up, he's not only not my problem anymore, so I don't have to deal with it anymore, but he's my friend, so he'll be protected. And this is how the bubble is formed. So when it comes to like why we talk today about how Warhammer Plus is a disaster, that's a big factor behind it. Facts. On the corp side, you see crazy stuff. You do. I've seen absolutely insane things happen from every company I've worked for, and you just sit there. You're like, this is business. Like, it's not business in a good way. It's not how it's supposed to run. It's how people run. It's how human beings behave. So whenever you see, it's like, oh, I don't like. This is not meant to be political. I'm just pointing out. People will point out, well, nobody gets fired in the government. It's ridiculous. It's like, people do get fired in the government. Guess what? The people who are the people you don't like in the government are just as protected as people who've entered management or middle management at a large corporation who've made friends. It's just about who you know and what friends you have. And so, as a result, this has an impact on the hobby. This has an impact on our day-to-day lives. Is this a negative thing? Well, kind of, but it also at the same time, many of you have probably benefited from this at some point as well. Whether you like to think of it that way or not, you can look like, hey, I was friends with this guy at work, so I got X, Y, or Z out of it. How many of you can say that? Well, even if you don't consciously think of it, you have benefited from people just liking you. And when those people like you, they want to help you. They want to help you grow. They want to help you prosper, even if you're not doing so well at the time. Oh, the chats, they're on side, but there's some spice going on. There's a thing called the Peter Principle, which basically sums up how some eventually promoted to the point where they are incompetent. Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen it goes beyond that. There are people who also get promoted past their, like, they're already clearly incompetent and they get promoted anyway. That is also been something I've seen. It's not so much promoted to the peak of your competency; it's promoted to the peak of your social capital. Because at a certain point, it doesn't matter if you're fun at cocktail parties. Eventually, I think the people at work just tolerate me. Oh, Jason, come on, man, don't be like that. Previous being in a company that had not long been taken over by big business, the big business approach was to come in, find evidence, then butcher the management, then start turning yeah, but you know what? They've got their... But in turn, the big company operates the same way, but they don't have the social connections with the people in the company that got bought up. You see what I'm saying, Duke? So they don't give a shit if they're butchering the people in that area. Yeah, we'll do some hobby in a minute, Chris. I'm sorry. Chris is sitting here like, I'm dying! He's doing a fucking lecture and I'm fucking dying! Let me just get through these chats and then we'll go head back over to the chaos night. I love it. He's just like, I'm fucking dying up here. But yeah, like basically they didn't have a social connection to the people who they went in and butchered. If they did, they wouldn't do it. Have a great night, Eats Me. Thank you very much for being on stream with us today, and I will catch you next time you're on. At least in the US, it's a disgrace to be demoted. Never a learning experience of bouncing around different levels. Yep, absolutely. Oh no, here comes the social capital conversation. No, we're not doing it. Don't worry about it. New school at the weekend. Well, again, you guys will be happy to know that on weekends I will be streaming at the start of what this time is that we did, you know, from 1 p.m. forward, my time. So it's like 8 or 9 p.m. where you guys are in Europe and Britain. I will be starting streams at that time over every weekend. Unfortunately, on weekdays, I will be starting streaming approximately an hour from now because of my own work. You know, basically, I've got to suffer through it. I suspect that my work situation may change in the near future, not because I want it to, but just because I've done this for a very long time, and it's getting very hard to keep on doing what I'm doing where I work. So, like, whether there's something that's going to change soon. And if that happens, you will see me on YouTube more, but, you know, obviously, I would like this to be further along before I consider it my job. So I might go hard on YouTube for a few months, but I suspect after that point I would have to be doing new work again. So just giving people a heads up. I know nobody wants to hear the personal story of the big red bear, but I gotta let you know. I noticed we have had a bunch of people shifting in and out of the stream, so I am going to mention this at this point. Everybody who's been here so far today, thank you very much for being on stream. If you could hit that like button, because that actually helps us in the algorithm. We are trying our best right now to grow the channel. We are only, I think, just over 150 people away now from achieving our goal. We are 156 people away from hitting the 1,000 subscriber goal to relaunch the Underhive. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody to come to the Big Red stream, because we will be launching the Discord once we have 1,000 subscribers, and there's a ton of things that are going to be coming in the pipe once we have it. So thank you very much. Genuinely, the amount of support everybody's offered me is more than I could have ever asked for. When I started doing this 25 days ago, like 25 days ago, I had 500 legacy subscribers. And when I did my first stream, I lost a few of them, and I think I had 4 or 5 people watch the stream. And now, 25 days later, we on average have 20 to 40 people watching at any point. The number seems to be going up. More people seem to be subscribing to the channel. I can't express to you enough my gratitude to you guys. None of this is possible. We would not be able to continue to operate the stream with any degree of frequency without your guys' support. And so I genuinely just can't thank you guys enough. I'm like my heart. I used to be a cold, bitter man with a small, shriveled up heart, and I have had my heart enlarged and enlarged from this. You guys are just absolutely awesome. My name is Big Red Bear, and this is my TED Talk. You're doing marketing wrong. Well, there is an argument for why you'd want all in-house marketing, which is to control the message. But that only works. That only works if you're good at it, and they're not good at it. The Knight weapons are a bit smaller than the Titan weapons for the most part, but you could. Sorry, the Knight weapons. No, the Titan weapons are a bit smaller than the Knight weapons for the most part. Unfortunately, you will find. Depends on what look you're looking for, but you can make some of them work depending on the weapon system you want to put in place. I labor in the technology sector, somewhere I do not wish to be. It's all free real estate. Not where I live, my dude. I live in some of the most expensive real estate zones on Earth. Oh boy. Ducal, the salty area. That's where I'm working. I'm working on the salt mines. The corporate-run salt mine. That's where I am. Hashtag real estate. I am sure you will find success on YouTube as you come across as a genuine fan in person. I hope so. I've learned over my time on the internet that I can rub some people the wrong way. I don't like to do anything related to drama with people. So you'll notice, on here, I don't want to have any reference to drama. I don't want any reference to and I also, on top of that, don't want to have any drama with any other YouTuber. So even though the other day I mentioned that I wasn't a fan of the Outer Circles content, that doesn't mean he's a bad person. He just happens to have a different perspective of what of what the hobby is and why you should want to do it and whatnot. He and I disagree on that front, but I'm sure if I met him in real life and we sat down and we talked and things like that, he'd be a great person. So that's why I would never want to personally attack him or anything like that. I might throw some jokes out here and there, but I do not like drama. And unfortunately, the platform rewards drama. So a lot of what I do on this channel, I've avoided clickbait as much as I can. I put out a joke video earlier today, which is the first of its kind on the channel, where I tried to use my analytical approach towards Dronehammer 40,000. And for the record, it's the most fun I've had making a video, even though it took 15 takes. But, a big part of that also is that I don't want clickbait. I don't want drama. I just want to have a community of people where we're here to talk about 40K, we're here to talk about the models. Sometimes we'll talk about rules, sometimes we'll talk about what Games Workshop does. We can do just about anything. But yeah, dude, Dronehammer 40,000 went up 15 hours ago, Mark. Where are you, Mark? It's probably the best video I've made. You guys will enjoy it. Note the Titanicus Warlord weapon and Reaver carapace mounts have holes for 5mm magnets already in. Oh, very nice. And the Big Red 40K, you need to make a t-shirt for it, dang it. Anything like merchandise will be looked into in the future. Because you have to remember that even though I'm looking to do this in a more real way, there is a lot there's a lot of planning that goes into that. There's a lot of relationships that need to be built. I actually don't have many relationships with professional artists, for instance. I don't have my relationships in this community outside of people who I know on Discord or YouTube is I have a fairly strong relationship with Chapter Master Valrak. Again, I will never have a bad thing to say about Valrak. He's honestly the nicest person I've ever met on the internet. What an absolute many of you guys who just watch him on YouTube and stuff don't know just how nice of a human being he is. He's an A+ player, man. He's nicer than a lot of people I've met in real life. He's an absolute, I know people are like, this is the Shill. The Shill reveals himself. That's the name of the stream, asshole. No, no. People don't realize that he's a genuinely, absolutely kind human being, and that's the nicest thing I can say about somebody. It's not oh, he's competent, or what about this? It's no, you guys are great, but I kid you not, Valrak doesn't watch the streams, but he's an incredibly positive person who really does care about people. He's checked in on me before too when I've had a hard time. Yeah, Valrak doesn't watch anybody, but he does show up here from time to time, very briefly. No, man, I would say that I consider Valrak to be an actual friend of mine. I very rarely would say that about anyone on the internet. The internet. I have a lot of acquaintances on the internet. I would actually consider him a friend of mine. See, Jason, this is why people don't like you at work. What's this shill? Just finished work. Welcome, Thomas. Whalecome. You missed all the best bits. You missed all of it. Everybody was here. They were all excited. And you know what? D-Bow Locks is a great person too, right? Like, you know, D-Bow Locks, ads, like all you guys on here, even you guys are all great. Like, you know, I'm not trying to elevate anyone above the other, but Valrak even encouraged, like, you know, he encouraged me somewhat to do this even, right? Like, you know, like you guys don't see all the conversations, right? Everybody involved has just been absolute champs. Yeah, like, you know, I'm an acquaintance to many people I know online. Like, I've known Jalio for years now. Jalio, I think we've known each other for 2 years. We've talked to each other for 2 years anyway. Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is, like, you know, even though I'm only just getting back into YouTube after, like, 13 years now, you know, when it comes to the content that, like, you know, when it comes to, like, my involvement with Valrak's channel, I'm going to spoil it for everybody. I mean, you're my friend, Ads. There's no way around it. I'm gonna spoil it for everybody. I'm gonna fucking spoil it for everybody here. I came up with the name of the upper hive and the lower hive. It was me. Like, I loved it when he was on channel. Like, what, Bear? Why are you resurrecting the underhive? Make your own server. I'm like, I fucking named the underhive. You. Before that, it was just Valrak's server. It's like, because once he wanted the 2-tier system, I'm like, well, why don't you do one as the upper hive? And he goes, that's a great idea. I'm like, and then the other one's the fucking lower hive. He's like, that's fucking brilliant. I'm like, it is brilliant. That's the plan. What don't you understand? Like, you know, like, I've been pretty good at marketing my whole life. It will be 3 years in September or October. Yeah, man, it's been over 2 years. 2 years and like 3 months now, man. It's been a long time. That's my secret. I'm always blind. No, wait. That's too long. Let me see the first message in the upper. No, dude. I believe. Didn't we first talk in the lower hive? Underhive should be named Bear's Domain. No, it's just gonna be called the Underhive, dude. It's like the area for the members might be called that. Right now, it's gonna be called the top side, but the area for members is gonna be named. And now you know your business is selling. And now you're in the business of selling yourself. Fuck you, Kage Templar. You piece of shit. We talked about this the other day. I'm bad at it, and I don't sell myself very well. And you take that back. I take that as a personal attack on me. Kage Templar is the one who bought me this water bottle, too. This man, you do not trust this man. On one hand, he's your friend. He'll shake your hand. You'll sit down. You'll have dinner about an interesting conversation about anything. And then the next moment, he's like, you know what, man? Merry Christmas. Here's your water bottle. I see you don't have enough water on stream. Why don't you just do that? I'm like, wow, man, you're my best friend. I love you like a brother. And then on stream, he's like, by the way, you're fucking selling yourself out now, you whore. Why don't you put some fucking lipstick on? I know this man. It will be about the 10th of July. That's the time I joined the Upper Hive, and I think you were one of the first people I talked to there. That's cool, man. Like, we've known each other a long time. Only ideas I have cause the burnt toast smell is getting stronger. See, I told you, Axe. You know, don't join the rowing club. Just don't do it. Don't join the rowing club. Go get in an ambulance. Get into the ambulance now. Members only section should be known as Necromunda. Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do that. We'll figure something out for it. There'll be something bear related that will be. I do know this though. The moderators are all called Arbites, just like they should be. But let's see here. I will let you guys know the name of the section of the Underhive where the moderators have to coalesce. It's the Minotaur Center. And there's mod chat, mod updates, and then the voice chat for it for mods only is called the cop chat. So don't worry, my friends. Don't worry, my friends. The government is here to help you. So that is the plan on that front. But we're gonna do a bit of hobbying in a minute here. What about the whale dungeon? Maybe that's where people are going to end up going if they fall asleep in voice chat. Wouldn't it be the den? Maybe, yeah. The den might make sense for the area that's the members area. Members only section could be the hunting grounds. Minotaurs are going to help them. That's right, the Minotaurs are only here to help. You're hurting yourselves. Ira, you motherfucker! Don't you dare! Don't you dare, Ira! I'm very lucky to have met all of you guys in Discord. You guys have helped me and changed my life. I know there is no judgment, and I can sit there and chill and paint. I thank all of you. Well, no, thank you, Ads. Ads, genuinely, you've been an absolute champ to get to know. You're an absolute great person, man. I can't stress that enough. I'm very fortunate. Like, I think everybody who's met you on Discord is very fortunate to have met you, man. Like, genuinely. I mean, like, it's not like you're Pink or anything. Like, Pink, oof. That guy, I mean, like, everybody's a little lesser for getting to have known Pink. I know he's in the general voice chat right now. I know he doesn't watch, but I bet that if Mitchie is watching for any reason, he'll convey that. One up for Ads. Yeah, one up for Ads. Hey guys, we're gonna hit F in the chat for my dignity. Everybody F in the chat. Here I'm doing the heartfelt message after the marketing campaign. I want an F in the chat for the big red bear. No, F in the chat for the big red shill, because we're going back into bear mode in a minute here. Oh, what's this? AFK zone should be called the Minotaur's Precinct. Should be the mod set. That would be terrible. I feel like you should pronounce Mine-ators like Americans do. Even if you mention them. Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Mine-ators. Yeah, guys, I'm playing the Minotaurs. That's what I'm up to up on here, man. You know, I got to thinking there the other day with me and my done there friends, you know, we was going to be playing ourselves some Warhammer 40,000. And I got myself a Minotaur's army. Now, I don't know how people be coming in here talking all this weird shit when they're trying to fucking pronounce that name, where they call them the Minotaurs, but that's fucking weird, man. How does that even roll off the tongue? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, you know, no, this is how you're gonna go out there. Speaking when you're talking the right way. You call them the Minotaurs. I saw myself a Minotaur on the freeway the other day. I done saw that Minotaur up on the freeway there. He was sitting in his car. He looked me down, and you know what I thought to myself? First thing I thought was, I can fucking take you, man. You're not so fucking tough. What makes this man better than me? Welcome to the Big Red 40K channel, everybody. Welcome to the Big Red 40K channel. Now, you come on down here, boy, and I don't want to see no trouble from you. I am not seeing a small platoon of Space Marines rolling up in 10-gallon hats and 6 units the size of my arm. Now, y'all want to be careful now. We pronounce the I in the Minotaurs. We pronounce the I in Minotaurs a short I here in the States, at least in New England. Oh, okay. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh shit, man. I don't know if anybody in the chat's going to be upset with this one. You're the best son and lover I've ever had. Go get me. You're the best son and lover I have, boy. Now go get me some roadkill. Oh my god, Leston Jones. Racism level upgraded to 100. It doesn't count. There's the orc yonder. There's an orc yonder over there. Like from the film role models. Americans never get offended. Oh my stars and garters. If you do a quick search, you can find an Imperial Cowboy Guard. No joke. Found it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's take a look here. Oh boy, they do exist, and they're dressed like Confederates. We're not going to show that one on stream. We're not going to do it. We're not going to get that far. Oh boy. Now, you know, y'all just gotta be very careful now. Y'all coming down around here and talking all this shit about the Minotaurs. I'm gonna tell you right now, son, I ain't interested in any of the other stuff you be talking about, all them other folk. I'll look you in the eyes like a man. Oh, terrible. This is terrible. This is why the stream will inevitably go down in flames. Like, you know, just like, you know, either people will think that's actually how I sound like when they dip in and they'll be like, this guy's an asshole. Or they're going to be like, this guy's an asshole because he's making fun of like 100 million people. I'm not trying to. Whenever I play bolt action with friends, if I ever play an American Army, that's what I do the whole game. I'm like, yeah, no, now come on now. This here is the U.S. Army. Make friends by the big red bear. Yeah, the first thing you need to do is alienate about 100 million people. After you do that, you're going to have more friends than you've ever imagined. They're going to show up, they're going to break your windows. It gets worse. Cowboy orcs. Not even trying to find them. There it was. Oh, of course there's cowboy orcs. There's everything orcs. There's Napoleonic orcs, dude. If you really want to find it, you'll find anything you want. But, we're going to get over to the hobby side of the stream now, boys. We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into the stream. We're not ending it early today. We're going to keep on keeping on for at least a little while here. Probably another hour or two. So I'm going to move the chat window over to my trusty fourth display. And we are going to get started in just a moment here. Though I do have a quick message that just came in from someone, so I'm going to quickly read that as I transition this over here. And then we are going to get over to performing more miniature activities. More miniature activities. There's a lot of people commenting on the shield drone stuff. Alright. There we go. Alright, we're turning around. We're losing everybody on the stream. Everybody's gonna leave. They're all like, you know what, you guys? I know this bear guy. He's an absolute bastard. And they'd be right. They'd be right. Don't worry, friends. No matter how big or red he may appear at first, he's just a coward. So, the progress we've made so far, I'm not actually making these arms particularly modular, to be honest. I don't really see the point of doing it. I do like a fixed pose. Once he's on here, I'm not going to have this as modular either. It's just going to be glued in place. So we've got that there, that there. The shoulder plate is not glued on yet. There's a bunch of work I have to do to it. I'm just showing what we've done since last stream. The top plate is also not glued in, nor is the front, because this will actually be primed separately. It will be painted and primed separately than the other components, and it's going to be probably painted Balthazar gold and then hit with a Drakenhof Nightshade wash. Pipes aren't going in until the end. They'll be painted separately. Ares is very mad that I'm working on a model. Thank you, Ares. Then we've got the legs. Legs, no armor plates on here yet. We have built the rocket pack for the top. I've not added any of the other components to this quite yet because I actually am going to chaos this up a little bit. Then we've got the gun arms. I'm actually almost done the right arm. The left arm, as you can see, is completed. And then, of course, we have the vaunted... the vaunted, I said. Gatling cannons. We've got both of them. We have the bits necessary to put them together. And yeah, so right now it's just arm assembly time. We also may be working on Scarbrand a bit more today because one wing is mostly done. We're going to do the finishing touches on that, and then we are going to do a bunch of other things, I promise. We'll be doing lots of stuff. We're doing the hobby side of the stream. I will still be reading the chat. We will still be, shooting the shit. Shooting the shit, man. Like, I saw me there, a real big old turd, you know what I mean, man? Like, just laying out there. Just laying there, being a big old pile of something. And I said, you know what, man? It's time to fucking open up on that motherfucker, you know what I mean, man? Oh, there should be an underhide member, Ares. Should be known as the Lodge for the Beaver Canadian Marines. No. It should be noted that I've only ever heard Greeks pronounce the island of Minos as Minos. Shouldn't then Minotaurs be Minotaurs? 100%. Axe can't have the lodge mate. No, we can't. Lorgar made the first lodge, and they're all lodges affected by Lorgar. No, it's not gonna happen, guys. There ain't gonna be no lodges. No lodge. I'm not a big fan of that particular name. So. People now messaging me, God. Here I was about to begin the hobbying portion of this, and people just start pinging me. They're probably telling me that I'm gonna get shot or something. Very similar to that night. Yes, Magos. Very similar. He's gonna be a big boy. We're actually not that far from the actual assembly being done as far as it can be, because a lot of these are just done in sub-assembly. That's the thing you've got to understand. Is like I don't actually go through and do the full assembly first, because it's madness. You'd have to be out of your mind. Literally, you'd have to be like, hey guys, check me out. I'm a little bit crazy today. I'm going to do something that makes no sense. Bam. Just putting these pieces together, boys. Just like the true champion that I am. You know what's really sad is I actually really do like the other options on these guys, but the lack of a backpack weapon just means that I'll always just use most of my spare Imperial Knight stuff over the Chaos weapons until they get another sprue for this guy for the backpacks. Also, because of the way the other Knight works, where you use the Imperial weaponry, you're almost always better off taking duels of the same weapon, because you're better off committing to a single function. I'm not just doing it because I'm min-max, it's also fucking cool when they've got twin, Reaper chain cannons and your giant stompy mech. It just looks really cool. Ares, I'm doing stuff, bro. Yeah, I'm doing stuff. No, you need to fuck off, buddy. No, I love you, buddy. You're a good buddy, but you gotta fuck off. Yeah, you gotta fuck off. No, Mr. Nose. We're building stuff on stream, bro. Be like this, Ares. I was clipping stuff out of the thing. Ares has always just got to try to get himself involved in the stream, to get into the stream prematurely. It's all part of his insidious plot. That's all it is, my friends. Have a great night, Jason. As always, it's wonderful to have you on here, dude. We will be streaming tomorrow, but it's probably going to be a pretty late stream. So I might not see you till next week, or I might see you infrequently until then. In the meantime, have yourself a great night, man. Honestly, it's always wonderful to have you guys on the stream. All right. Fits good. There. And if I remember correctly, yes, that's the interior of it. It's here. These two here. Down this. Which in this case is going to go like this. That. This is the right side. It is not the right side. There we go. Oh Lord, we're losing people. People slowly dying. They're leaving the chat. They're leaving the channel. Flayed ones are terrible to build. Duke, how dare you? How dare you attack the flayed ones like that? They are the greatest miniatures ever released by Games Workshop. I think that you, sir, are just trying to say that to insult the name of the flayed ones. I don't know how anyone could say something so heinous about it. Well, Mitchie, you missed everything. It was a great stream so far. We're not nearly done yet, but we had a blast with. And we tried to figure out why we were having such a good time, and then we realized Mitchie wasn't here. I love you, Mitchie. Welcome to the chat. No, we've had a good stream so far, dude. We got raided. We had 50 people in the chat in here for almost an hour. We've had a bunch of people come and go in the meantime. We had Liam Dembski show up on stream. We've gained 20 subscribers today. We are only 155 subs away from reaching the goal of resurrecting the Underhive, which will start with the free area, and then once we have memberships, there will be a far greater expanded membership area. And we also just talked about general Games Workshop stuff. We talked about marketing. We talked, ironically enough, we kind of unironically talked about like how my Tau video talked about mankind like superseding the base nature of mankind and achieving something else. In an ironic way, we kind of actually did that on stream because we were talking about like how like human beings and businesses and whatnot all kind of intercede with one another. So it's actually been a really genuinely interesting stream today. So like it's a shame you missed it. You would have had your philosophy cap on otherwise. Subbed. I heard you like Gilliman in the Ultramarines. I do. I love Gilliman in the Ultramarines. I really do. I don't have an Ultramarines army. That much is true, and I don't own a Gilliman model. But he is my favorite Primarch, both in the Horus Heresy and in Warhammer 40,000. I think he's the most genuine. He's genuine blue. He's true blue, and he's an interesting, fascinating character. I'm not a really fan of what they did with him in Godblight, but he is a great character, and I really do mean that. I really sincerely love Rabute Gilliman as a character. You know, people just get mad because he's one of the main characters. Yeah, don't like your blue Smurf. It's like, just stop. Stop being a meme head. Rabute Gilliman is the fucking man. Absolutely. No question about it. There's a lot of people who get all like, you can tell the quality of a man sometimes based off of the quality of their opinions. Oh boy, we're coming up here. We're burying our own channel on stream. You want to see a stream? You want to see a channel die on stream? Well, friends, you're about to get it. Have a great night, Jaleo. I will catch you again at some point in Discord, or I will catch you, tomorrow on stream. I don't think that the Imperium is a horrible organization. So I don't like, and it's never been good. The Imperium is basically built on the suffering of anyone who disagrees with the Imperium. So I don't know if I would say there should be hope in the Imperium, but it's definitely he's an interesting, likable character, and he's the closest thing to a good man out of the Primarchs. Most of the other Primarchs, they might be honorable, but they're not good people. I think Rabute Gilliman would just be a good man. I don't think he's innately cruel in the way even many of the other loyalist Primarchs are. I think that if he could just live and let live with most other things out there, he would. But Warhammer 40,000 doesn't really allow for that, unfortunately. Not in a bad way. It makes the setting interesting. That's why we like it. But like, if we're just talking like as people watching the setting. Sanguinius could be a good man. I think there's an increased chance of him being one, but I think Gilliman's a better person. Because Sanguinius, unfortunately, because he's so far above even his brothers, has a level of arrogance about him that detaches him from the fates of those he fights for. Go. Both arms are ready to go. Vulcan's actually kind of a dick. I like Vulcan, but he's kind of a dick. What we've got to do now, boys, is just finish up this arm. With a few more pieces. Then this guy really is good to go. Did I lose one of my flamethrowers? Where are others? Flamethrowers? So yeah, this guy's actually probably going to be in a primable position later tonight after I finish the base. I have never read Sanguinius as being arrogant. He even cries for guardsmen defending Terra. Yeah, he does, but I don't know, man. I don't know how genuine those tears are. I like Sanguinius too, for the record. I don't have a big old hate boner for the guy. I think he's a cool character, but you fell asleep, Chris. Why? Why would you do this to me, Chris? Have a great night, Chris. As always, it's great to have you on stream, man. We'll catch you the next time. I still remember when one of my favorites, like the reason why my stream was named "The Shill Reveals Himself," ironically enough, is because one of my favorite YouTubers used that reference specifically when he was defending something. I forget what it was. His name's Paul the Ego, and it's not content that is in any way close to what is 40k content. I wouldn't bother him or anything, but it's I forget what it was on. I think it was on stream with him and a few other hosts, and like the chat just started calling him out, and he's like, "The Shill reveals himself." I'll never forget how much I laughed when I saw that. Grudge 8. I happen to be an Ultramarines player somewhat myself. No, I'm kidding. He says, "I'm an Ultramarines player myself, and I prefer Papa Gullyman, but my favorite second is Sanguinius because he's so much like Gullyman to me." You guys want to know who my second favorite Primarch is? You guys are going to be probably a little surprised when I tell you, but I think I don't want. I've been afraid because I don't want people to unsub. Who wants to know who the second big red Primarch is? Wait a moment for those to ask if they choose. Oh yeah, fucking ads gets it in one. Lorgar. Lorgar is my second favorite Primarch. Russ is my third favorite. Grudge. That's actually no joke. Russ is my third favorite Primarch. Nope. It's not Perturabo. It's Lorgar. Lorgar is my second favorite. All Lorgar ever wanted was the truth, man. That's all Lorgar. I identify very heavily with Lorgar in his quest for truth, even if it's a flawed and wretched one. I think that Lorgar just wanted to be honest and how he viewed the world, and his main flaw is that he could not let go of the needing a religious principle to live by, and that's basically. I think he's a very tragic figure. I don't think of him as just being inherently the only worst guy out there. He is a bad man. There's no doubt about that. I have zero compulsion saying that he's not an awful man. He is. But it's interesting to watch his story unfold, and I think that the first Heretic just further cemented my love of that character. Lorgar only ever wanted the truth, man. That's all he ever wanted. Yeah, see, like just because, and for the record, just because you like, I don't play Ultramarines and Gullyman is my favorite Primarch. I play Minotaurs and I think Perturabo's okay. Perturabo's not in my top 5, right? It's not a matter of oh, I play this army, ergo, good army me play, bad army me no play. It's just I'm just judging the character based off of how I feel about it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello there. I like Perturabo. Wow, Jorg has a really interesting one there. Kurz, eh? Have you played Chaos Knights on the tabletop yet? I have not played them on the tabletop yet. I have a single Chaos Knight that I bought for a good deal off Troll Trader. That was on sprue. Full disclosure, I personally only ever build, and I only ever paint models that are built by me in the way I want them to be built. So just as a heads up on that front, if you're wondering. I waited for one to show up that was unassembled for me to make my first step towards the job. And I started it because I wanted something that I could finally do that was chaos that I wasn't ashamed of. Because I am super ashamed of Chaos Space Marines at this point. Just to be totally honest with you guys. Like, they're very shameful. They're very awful. I am sorry for those of you who like Chaos Space Marines. I am sorry, but they're not good. I suspect you guys know that. You know my opinion on it. I'm like, man, you know, I need something chaos that I can, that's, you know, like techy and like dark looking that I can actually enjoy, and that became my Chaos Knights. Oh, you mean with the Chaos Knights? Yeah, I'm hoping they'll be pretty good. Right now, they actually are pretty good because they have versatility and flexibility the regular Knights don't have. But you are right; they do lag behind. I'm hoping that their big Knight's nice. If it is, and if I'm in a financial position to pick that up, I will. You guys want to know? So, actually, I'll tell you some of the ideas that people have come up with for me to do as different projects depending on the Drive member goals. Theory Hammer for you, Bear. Horus 1, what does 40k look like? It probably looks like a nightmare. Just, you know, it would really be the implosion of much of the life in the galaxy, including human life, as chaos basically consumes people and drives them mad. Alien species that still existed in that time would be like orcs. You just have a lot of anarchy and destruction. But like when the Imperium falls, no matter when the Imperium falls, there's going to be a lot of anarchy and destruction. It's just the nature of a collapsing empire of that size. Whether the orcs do it, the Tyranids do it, anything like that, it'll not end well. Have a great night, Ira. Thank you very much for being on stream with us today. As always, you know I appreciate having you on here. You're the best, man. Yeah, is there much else to do on this guy? Is there much else to do? I think a lot of what I have to do is involve green stuff. Really don't and can't do on screen. Just looking over all of these bits here, my friends. Seeing what we have available to us, my friends. So good. Spikes, chains, those, yeah. Oh yeah, for the banner between his legs, we're going to be having this painted in a skin color with a bunch of chaos script all written all over it. It's going to look fucking cool. Magnus has done nothing right. Magnus is an infallible man, and I want you to apologize to me, Duke. I know they're both bad, but good for a home army when the boys come over. Oh yeah, for chaos, yeah, absolutely. Theory. Oh, sorry, yeah, Night Lords. That is, yeah. I have a Night Lords army too, dude. It hurts. Kurz, it might be interesting. Sevatar and Traumatar lads are amazing. Even Shang, he truly loved Kurz. I actually really love Zhou Shahal. I really want to see Zhou Shahal get some love, man. I think that if the Night Lords get 3 characters, I would make it Zhou Shahal, Sevatar, and Decimus. I actually think Kurz should stay dead. To be honest. Bear, Magnus is red, man. And that's all you're getting out of that's all you're getting out of me. So what happens if the Emperor himself wakes up? I mean, he's still stuck in a position where he has to basically prevent Terra from exploding. I don't really know what would happen because like there's too much to know. I do know the Emperor is the worst human being to have lived in the last like 60 million years. Like, he's the worst sentient organism to have lived in 60 million years. It's probably not a good look if he wakes up. He is a monster. A lot of people, I don't get why, like, I understand why because he's presented as a protagonist, but he's really the worst man in history. He's basically a mixture of like Hitler and Genghis Khan and scaled up to like the worst levels. He's an absolute unfeeling monster. He's the worst, and I do mean that. He's genuinely the worst. If I'm just going to be frank, right? Like, a lot of people like him. I don't think he's a very good character either. It's an interesting concept. I don't think that makes him a good character. I don't think the Emperor needs to come back. I think he should just stay dead. If they kill him off, he should really be gone, and replace him with new characters. That doesn't mean replace him in the sense of a new godlike character. I mean, like, his role in the universe should be different than what it is now. He should be like a warp entity and not really, alive anymore. And his mortal legacy should be held by someone like Gulliman or some equivalent there, because like mankind would still need to continue on. Because I really do think that I think that the Emperor deserves the suffering he's gone through. He's an absolute monster, and I think that he deserves to die eventually. I think his suffering should come to an end. And no, I don't think he should get his cookies too. He should check out. He should definitely check out. Somebody's got to punch that guy's ticket, and hopefully it's going to be Absurial Vect. Vect is a bro. Vect's coming out there, doing all the bro big guy things, doing all the good things. Vect just wants to help all of you, my friends. That's all he wants to do. The Emperor is a monster. There's no question about it. He's the worst. Like, if we were to judge him with our morals of today, he'd be the worst. He'd be an incalculable war criminal. We actually did a joke on Discord before of what would happen if the Emperor, the Imperium fought the galaxy of Star Trek. And by the way, like, I love Warhammer 40,000 way more than I like Star Trek. But Star Trek would beat the hell out of Warhammer 40,000. And we basically determined that, all of the Primarchs would be arrested. And along with the Emperor, they would defeat them, and it would be a meme. Because, the Emperor would basically be standing on trial, and you would see different Primarchs, more or less ratting him out. Like, I'm sure Gulliman would plea out. He'd do a plea deal. He'd be like, I'm on a mortal beating. I'll take a couple 100 years in jail. Dad can go away forever. And yeah, I'll talk about all the nasty shit this guy made me do. I don't think Cypher's going to slay him. Cypher believes he's going to slay him. There's a bunch of prophecies out there in terms of the fate of the Emperor, and fate in 40k is fickle. There's also the prophecy that Abaddon and Draknian are going to kill him too. They're going to kill him at the same time as Cypher. It'd be awesome. Both of them together. This gets fucking done in by both of them. That'd be great. Wonder Twin powers unite! You see the message Val got on Facebook? No, what happened? What happened, ads? I'm not on Facebook very much. I don't really follow anything on Facebook. Is it bad? Why? What's going on? If I dare ask, ads. Live drama. What's Facebook? What's a Facebook? I don't know where I am right now. Oh. What the fuck? Oh my. So if you want to know what the toxic part of the chat of Warhammer is, and it really is a thing, I will read this out for everybody on here because not everybody knows this type of stuff. I'm only going to read this out as a cautionary, as to like what a piece of shit somebody can be. Oh, it's pretty not great. Quote, when did your channel become the April show? 50% of the chat is focused on her show stealing, attention seeking, instead of anything GW related. These basement-dwelling troglodytes can't keep their tongues in their mouths when a female is around. It's just sad as fuck, and their simping should be called out and discouraged. We have no elk lodge, no moose lodge, no men's club anywhere anymore. All our spaces, when men can banter as men, have been invaded by women, and it is always affects the dynamic of the group. Like I said, 50% of your chats stopped all discussion about Warhammer and just sat there fawning over the female in the room. Her mere presence drove the entire direction of the channel for almost an hour. I am happy for you that you got yourself a decent woman, but please, her presence doesn't make the channel any better. Her presence doesn't come across as supportive, but instead she's bored and seeking attention, and is willing to steal your thunder to get some personal validation. I'm not trying to talk a bunch of shit, but to give you an honest criticism. There's too much cringe neckbeards starting to drool over a second female coming around, and that brings the good times to a complete standstill. I just want to point out that the person, I have no idea who wrote this, but the person who wrote this is a very sad person. This type of behavior, like, you know, some people laugh about it. This type of behavior is somebody who really should seek some type of help. You know, I'm not, like, the majority of the hobby is male dominated. That is very unlikely to God damn, you got me spot on. That's very unlikely to change because people tend to want different things. One of the worst things you can do, and I can tell you from, you know, personal experience, is just if you are one of those people who's cringy. Oh, YouTube took the stream down. YouTube took the stream down. If you are, when there is a woman present in a hobby area, if you can't, like, if you immediately think, like, there's a girl here, there's a girl in the boys club. First of all, the majority of the hobby is going to be male dominated regardless. That's just going to happen. Like, so if you're really concerned that the girls are going to come in and, like, steal the man's thunder, fuck, man. Like, you got to get a grip. You got to get your shit together. We're all human beings. We're all human beings. She's his spouse. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. If you don't like it, don't fucking show up to the stream. How about that? There's a fucking brilliant idea for you. You know what, guys? I don't like how girl come in here and ruin place. You don't like it? Get the fuck out. No one's asking you to fucking stick around. Fuck me. Oh, shit, you guys. Oh, shit. There's been a girl in chat. Oh, my God. There's a female. He even... This guy's such a fucking... Like, you know what? There's a beard on my neck, but this guy's such a piece of shit. This guy's such a neckbeard that this motherfucker goes, when there's a female around, who the fuck talks like that? Who goes in there, I will have you know, when there's a female on stream, I do not appreciate it, and I do not appreciate how the men change their demeanor. Shut up. Fuck, that's grotesque. And here's the best part. He calls all these people basement-dwelling troglodytes. I can't imagine somebody being more cringe. You know what? I do not give special credence to boys or girls when they are in my presence. I speak the same way as if everyone's there. And I can say that this guy is fucking insecure as fuck and is a creepy motherfucker. I wouldn't want this person hanging around. If you're in stream right now, if you're the cringy piece of garbage who wrote this up, please leave. Please leave. It's like, you know, I'm not any great vaunted defender of any particular moral values. I'm not taking a moral stand on this. I'm saying you're a cringy piece of shit. Get the fuck out. The Ferengi speak like that. Female! Come on now. You know this man. Oh. It is arrogant. So strange. Like, why would you be arrogant? Like, the way it's written, it's so arrogant. Like, I just stopped myself reading it when I was just like, what is this? What happened to people? You know, genuinely, what happened to people in general? That is super disgusting. I am fucking grossed out even. I feel sickly having even fucking read that. That's gross. No, you know what, though? Like, I'm not going to keep on dwelling on it because this guy's not worth the attention. He doesn't deserve to be run out with pitchforks, but if genuinely, buddy, if you don't like it, don't fucking be around. Like, oh no, this guy's fucking wife's around. I can't fucking believe this, you guys. It's so gross. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's fucked up. Sorry for the silent scare. I just sent a message to Valrak because that's fucking disgusting. I do not understand that, man. I just don't. I don't need to understand it. It's not my place to understand that type of shit. But that is super grotesque. So, I don't need to know. I don't want to know this person's location, Mitchie. Not at all. Fuck that. So, we've been streaming for 3 hours today. It appears I have missed one of the very rare phone calls from my father, which I normally don't get. So I'm actually going to give him a call back. I have finished most of the Chaos Knight that I can finish on stream, so I'm going to try to get that primed or get further along for later. We're going to finish Scarbrand before I start painting the Knight on stream, but I think that's going to be the tail end of all of this, gentlemen. I just want to thank everybody new here for being here. Again, the streaming schedule, you're probably looking at me starting, unfortunately, around right now for the weekdays of the week coming up. That there will still be a stream every day. It's just going to be a late stream. And there is going to be early streams every weekend. And when we hit 1,000 subs, share the streams, share the channel. I guarantee it. The Underhive is coming back. And we are going to do stream models every single Sunday. And it will be the whole show outside of a few minutes of banter at the beginning. So with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me here today. And sincerely, thank you very much, all of you, for being here. And I will see you guys. I will see you guys later. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed your time here today. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I will catch you guys next time. Have yourselves a good one.